पहुंच, डिस्कॉर्ड पहुंच जा। पहुंचो डिस्कॉर्ड, पहुंचो सारे। अच्छा मैं स्ट्रीम पे हूँ, स्ट्रीम पे हूँ, मैं स्ट्रीम पे हूँ, ठीक है। हाँ आजा। हाँ हाँ। अच्छा तो भाई लोग क्या हाल चाल है। पहले मुझे पता था कि भाई हमारी बहुत कम आवाज़ आती है, ठीक है। उस चीज़ की मैं ज़रा एक बारी सेटिंग कर लूँ, एक सेकंड। सेटिंग ऑडियो डिफ़ॉल्ट नहीं रखना ना। ओके 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 ओके। ना 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 ना। अप्लाई 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 अप्लाई। ओके 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 ओके।
हेलो, आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ हाँ, एक सेकंड में तेरी थोड़ी आवाज़ कम कर दूँ। तेरी बहन चो
हेलो
बहुत ज़्यादा ही आती है तेरी। बोल कुछ।
हेलो हेलो। एक सेकंड में, तेरी वॉइस क्यों नहीं आ रही?
अरे रुक जा, एक बीटी हो गई, बीटी हो गई, बीटी हो गई।
आ गई तेरी वॉइस।
डिफ़ॉल्ट डिफ़ॉल्ट अप्लाई अप्लाई। ओके ओके भाई लोग, आवाज़ सेट है। निशु
तेरी
कुछ
तो आवाज
बोल।
सेट है, मेरे को उस पे जाके देखना पड़ेगा लाइव पे।
चेक। नहीं मैं यहाँ देख रहा हूँ, तू कुछ बोल।
हेलो
हाँ मेरे को थोड़ी डिस्प्ले ऑडियो कम करनी पड़ेगी। कुछ बोल।
हेलो हेलो
हाँ डिस्प्ले ऑडियो टू। अब कुछ बोल।
हेलो हेलो।
अच्छा मेरे को यहाँ से बहनचोद आवाज़ मैंने जीरो कर दी थी क्या। मेरी स्ट्रीम पे
मेरे
आवाज़
को
नहीं आ रही क्या।
मेरी
मेरी मेरी।
तेरा स्ट्रीम स्टार्टिंग सून चल रहा है भाई।
हेलो भाई लोग, कैन यू हियर मी ऑन स्ट्रीम। हेलो हेलो। अच्छा तो ये मेरा है। ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है। ओके ओके भाई लोग, ठीक है। 3-14 हो गए हैं। अब अपना वीसीटी मैच है आज। अमेरिकन्स एनआरजी वर्सेस C9। मज़ा आएगा भाई। C9 में शायद कोई सेंटिनल्स का प्लेयर आया है जितना तक मुझे सुनने में आया है। और MIBR का तो मैच और ज़्यादा देखने में मज़ा आएगा। जैकिन और आसपास दोनों साथ में खेल रहे हैं तो दोनों का डुओ देखने में बहुत ज़्यादा मज़ा आएगा। और निशु भाई रेडी।
क्या जैकिन का पता नहीं, बट आसपास इंडियन प्लेयर है।
नहीं
तो
नहीं,
कहाँ का है?
वो कहीं का तो है, वो मुझे भी नहीं पता। ओके भाई हम अपनी स्क्रीन पे आ गए हैं।
आसपास तो फिर
रुक
वो
जा रुक जा
इंडियन
रुक जा,
नाम है
मेरे को
ना?
स्क्रीन चेक करने दे, रुक जा। ओके भाई लोग, ठीक है। 14 मिनट में मैच शुरू होने वाला है। तो 14 मिनट हमें कुछ बकचोदी करनी पड़ेगी। बताओ निशु भाई क्या बकचोदी करे 14 मिनट। स्क्रिबल
आप
खेली जाए।
बताएं। हैं?
स्क्रिबल खेली जाए, स्क्रिबल।
ट्रिबल खेल के क्या करेंगे?
14 मिनट क्योंकि टाइम लगा हुआ है, 14 मिनट बाद अपना मैच शुरू है। एक सेकंड, स्क्रीन मिररिंग नहीं हो रही, वो हम चेक कर लेते हैं भाई क्यों नहीं हो रही। ओके ओके ओके।
तेरा अभी ब्लैक स्क्रीन आ रहा है।
वही मैं चेक कर रहा हूँ स्क्रीन मिररिंग क्यों नहीं हो रही है। अब हो रही है, अब हो रही है।
ओके।
अब हो रही है, नहीं हो रही है। तुझे तो ऑन नहीं करना था, तू बंद रहे बड़े वे। विंडोज कैप्चर 2। विंडोज कैप्चर ऑन करके देखें, अब कैप्चर हो रही है हमारी स्क्रीन। हो रही है हो रही है हो रही है हो रही है। लेट मी ट्राई अगेन। हो रही है हो रही है, नहीं हो रही है। ये बहनचोद हर बारी की बेटी यही रहती है निशु भाई, बहन। ये बहन की लोड़ी, लास्ट टाइम तो स्क्रीन मिररिंग हो रही थी यार। ये मैच
डिस्प्ले कैप्चर ऑन कर लो।
सब ऑन है, सब ऑन है।
मेरे को दिखा, मेरे को दिखा।
दिखा रहा हूँ, रुक
स्पॉट
जा।
पे।
देख, दिख रही है स्क्रीन?
हाँ,
हाँ, विंडोज़ कैप्चर, विंडोज़ कैप्चर, इन दोनों को बंद कर
दोनों
दे।
बंद कर।
कर दिए।
ठीक है, अपना नीचे जा, नीचे उसमें, हाँ हाँ, डिस्प्ले कैप्चर।
डिस्प्ले 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 कहाँ है? ये रहा, हाँ। ओके करूँ?
ओके।
हाँ।
उसमें ऑटोमेटिक में जा, ऑटोमेटिक, ऑटोमेटिक
हाँ,
उस पर क्लिक कर।
किस पे करूँ फिर?
विंडोज।
विंडोज़, ओके कर दूँ?
नहीं आ रहा। एक, नहीं 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 नहीं, ऊपर कर, उसी में जा, उसी में जा।
हम्म।
उसके ऊपर वाले में जा, हाँ।
नीचे से
नीचे
तो नहीं
सेलेक्ट
कुछ
द
करना?
कर।
हो
हो
रही
गया।
है, हो रही है, हो रही है। इस पे भी कर देते हैं, ठीक है। ओके ओके, हो रही है भाई अपनी स्क्रीन मिररिंग। तो एक बार आके चेक कर लेंगे, हो रही है, हो रही है, हो रही है, हो रही है भाई लोग, हो रही है। एक बार आवाज़ हम दोबारा चेक कर लेंगे। हाँ हाँ ठीक है, आवाज़ भी सेट है। तो अभी हमारे पास टाइम है भाई 12 मिनट का। 12 मिनट क्या करा जाए? 12 मिनट क्या किया जाए, क्या किया जाए निशु भाई? 12 मिनट क्या किया जाए?
मेरे को क्या पता।
देखो भाई लोग, तुम्हारे भाई का वॉलपेपर। अच्छा, तो 12 मिनट क्या किया जाए, क्या किया जाए? आओ थोड़ी डिस्कॉर्ड पे तुम्हें चीज़ें दिखाते हैं, ठीक है। ये है हमारा मीडिया सेक्शन। इस पे तुम्हें रोहित का गेम प्ले दिखाएंगे। मीम्स पे, हाँ। हम तुम्हें आज रोहित भाई का गेम प्ले दिखाएंगे। कहाँ गया, कहाँ गया डैंक मीमर भाई? डैंक मीमर ने क्या भेजा है? नहीं पढ़ना। अच्छा भाई, आओ भाई, तुम्हें रोहित भाई का गेम प्ले दिखाएंगे। निशु भाई, रोहित भाई का गेम प्ले चेक करना।
हम्म।
ये मैंने बहुत बुरी रिकॉर्डिंग की है, तो हम थोड़ा ऐसे ही दिखाएंगे। ठीक है, एक बारी गेम प्ले चेक करो है भाई का।
स्क्रीन तो फुल कर ले।
फुल स्क्रीन में शायद दिखे ढंग से। हाँ, ढंग से नहीं दिख रहा ना, क्वालिटी बहुत धीमी है क्वालिटी। ये देख, स्प्रे चेक करो भाई का। भाई का स्प्रे तो है। भाई का स्प्रे अब चेक करो। बैंड चोद भाई, बैंड चोद। अच्छा भैया, ये हमारा वेलकम है, ठीक है। अपडेट्स, वाईटी अपडेट्स, ओके ठीक है, सब ठीक है। मेन सेक्शन पे और तो कुछ नहीं है ना? नहीं है। ओ डब्ल्यू, ये पता नहीं क्या है। इस पे मैं अगर तुम्हें अपना सेटअप दिखाऊँ ना, मेरा पहले सेटअप इतना मैसी रहता था।
तू अपना भेज, मैं अपना भेजता हूँ।
ठीक है, अपना सेटअप इतना मैसी रहता था। ये तुम्हारे भाई का कीबोर्ड है। अभी तुम्हारे भाई का एक और कीबोर्ड आ रहा है, वो हमारे नीशू भाई ने स्पॉन्सर किया है हमें। ये तुम्हारे भाई का अकाउंट है, ठीक है। अभी इसमें और भी बहुत ज़्यादा स्किन्स आ चुकी हैं। अभी दोबारा वेलो ओपन करेंगे तब तुम सबको शायद दिख जाए। और मैच होने में कितना टाइम है? इनकी
10 मिनट।
बकवास तो क्योंकि हमें सुननी नहीं है। ओके ओके, स्पैमर्स बैठ चुके हैं, स्पैमर्स बैठ चुके हैं भाई लोग। स्पैमर्स बैठ चुके हैं। ये निशु टीम चैंपियंस बनी थी, इस बार का चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी जीती थी।
लेकिन मैं सपोर्ट कर रहा हूँ एनआरजी को।
एनआरजी नहीं, C9 में वो है भाई, जेल्सिस है, पता नहीं कौन है C9 में। C9 की टीम कहाँ है? कौन कौन है? ये जो टीम है ना भाई, ये मैं तुझे दिखाऊं कैसे जीती है।
तो मैं C9 को सपोर्ट करूंगा। अबे रहने दे, कॉपीराइट आ जाएगा।
हाँ, ये बात भी सही है। देखो भाई, अभी नया नया चैनल है, हम बच्चों को कॉपीराइट नहीं खाना, हमें इतना इशू नहीं चाहिए, ठीक है। अभी भी मैच शुरू होने में 9 मिनट बाकी हैं, तो 9 मिनट हम क्या करें, ये देख लेंगे चाइनीज एयरपोर्ट। ये क्या है? इस पे मैच शुरू हो गया, ये ओपन करके देखें।
अबे वही है, पर लेकिन उसको फोन वाले लाइव स्ट्रीम नहीं होती जो आती है
हम्म।
शॉर्ट्स पे, वैसे में है वो।
तेरे को कैसे पता चला?
मैं अभी वही देख कर आ रहा
अच्छा भाई लोग, मेक श्योर जिसने भी सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया वो सब्सक्राइब कर देना। वैसे भी 2 लोग देख रहे हैं, बहुत भड़वे हो तुम, बहन के लोड़ो, सब्सक्राइब नहीं करते, ठीक है।
हूँ। एक मिनट, मैं हेडफोन्स पहन लूँ यार। ईशू भाई, आप बड़ी
मैं
अच्छी अच्छी बातें कर रहे
मैं ज़रा अपने चैनल का लिंक शेयर कर दूँ। ऑल राइट, कहाँ गया, कहाँ गया? ये रही ना अपनी स्ट्रीम। ओके ओके, 3:21 हो गए हैं, 3:30 बजे अपना मैच शुरू हो जाएगा। C9 का मैच नहीं, ये भी हाँ, ये शायद T1 से आया है। ये भी शायद पहले T1 से खेलता था प्लेयर, ये भी प्लेयर नया आया है शायद। टीम डैडी में भी शेयर कर दिया। ओके 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 ओके, जरा हम अपनी कोक भी ओपन कर लेंगे लगे हाथ, और एक स्टोरी भी डाल देंगे। ठीक है, आओ एक स्टोरी भी डाल दें लगे हाथ। कहाँ गया अपना स्नैपचैट? आ जाओ भाई, आ जाओ आ जाओ आ जाओ आ जाओ।
ईशु भाई मेरी आवाज़ ठीक आ रही है अब?
हाँ हाँ, बहुत बढ़िया आ रही है। स्ट्रीम दोबारा स्टार्ट हो चुकी है भाई लोग, आ जाओ। ओके
सो
ओके ओके।
यार मज़ा आने वाला आज।
अच्छा भाई, मेरे को C9 की टीम देखनी है भाई, मेरे को C9 की टीम देखनी है। C9 की टीम दिखा देते थोड़ा सा एक बार तो हम खुश हो जाते। वैसे
ईशु
साथ
भाई
में।
आप ऐसा करो,
हम्म।
बढ़िया सा एक वेब कैम मंगवा लो आप, ताकि आप वेब कैम से भी स्ट्रीम कर सको थोड़ी सी।
हाँ हाँ, करेंगे करेंगे, वो 1000 सब्सक्राइबर के बाद करूँगा।
फेस रिवील
हम्म।
हो तो गया।
वो वाली स्ट्रीम मैंने डिलीट कर दी। बड़ा गांडू आदमी हूँ मैं।
जितने भी लोग तेरे को सब्सक्राइब करते हैं उन सबको तेरा चेहरा पता है कि तू कैसे दिखता है।
नहीं
हाँ,
नहीं, कुछ लोग
सारे
इधर
तो साले अपनी बने।
नहीं, कुछ लोग इधर उधर के भी हैं। अच्छा, अब अपन लोगों ने अपने कीबोर्ड का ए और एस भी ठीक कर लिया है। जो पहले आड़ा टेढ़ा लगा हुआ था। दो बंदे स्ट्रीम देख रहे हैं भाई, कौन है ये दो?
एक मैं ही हूँ और एक मेरा फोन है।
एक मैं अपने आईपैड से देख रहा हूँ।
बस वही है।
हूँ तो मैं बड़वा।
बहुत बड़ा।
अच्छा भाई C9, अच्छा भाई, क्या चल रहा है? NRG C9 MIBR, ये मैच देखने में मजा आएगा। सेंटिनल्स वर्सेस G2, ये आया निशु। ये बंदा सोल से खेलता था, ठीक है।
हम्म।
जेल्सिस। और टेंशन लेने
मैं
की
सोच
ज़रूरत
रहा
नहीं
हूँ
है। हाँ,
मैं सोच रहा हूँ मैं पबजी की लाइव स्ट्रीम शुरू कर दूँ।
कर दो कर दो। देखो, आधा सपोर्ट आज मेरा एनआरजी की तरफ है, क्योंकि एनआरजी भी चैंपियंस बढ़िया खेली थी, पर भोसड़ी वाले ओडिन के दम पे जीते थे। ठीक है। आई सपोर्ट पेपर एक्स, पेपर एक्स हमारी जान है, ठीक है। पेपर एक्स को छोड़ के हम और कहीं जा नहीं सकते। लेट्स सी।
और पेपर एक्स की जर्सी मैंने इसको मंगा के दे दी है।
हाँ, जिस दिन पेपर एक्स का मैच होगा, अभी तो नहीं होगा वैसे, बहुत टाइम है। पेपर
और
एक्स
मैंने
की
इसको जर्सी मंगा
मैच
के दे
की
दी है।
जर्सी ऑन वेबकैम पहन के दिखाऊंगा तुम्हें।
तू नंगा होएगा?
इसने धोखा दिया भाई सेंटिनल्स को। भड़वा, बहुत
किसने?
भड़वा आदमी है जेल्सिस ने। अभी
हाँ।
आएगा शायद यहाँ। अच्छा,
हाँ।
ओमन खेल रहे हैं। ये ओमन खेल रहा है।
मैंने तेरा पबजी डाउनलोड कर लो, एक सेकंड रुक जाओ।
पर जो ओमन टेंस खेलता था ना भाई, वो अलग
वो
ही
तो
बात
भाई
थी।
बहुत अच्छा खेलता था यार।
हम्म।
यार मैक में वो नहीं है ना कि वैलोरेंट खेल लो, वरना मैं तेरे साथ अभी खेल लूँ।
उसके लिए वो कह रहे थे $4 की कोई ऐप डाउनलोड करनी पड़ेगी।
कौन गेमर्स वाला कह रहा था?
हाँ।
तो $4 तो अभी मैं पे कर दूँ।
नहीं नहीं, मत कर, फालतू के पंगे मत ले। तू अपना
नहीं
आराम
नहीं
से
नहीं, हमने पीसी
पीसी
बनवाना,
बनवा।
पीसी बनवाऊंगा। अबे
हाँ,
पीसी उस पे बेस्ट ड्राइव पे वहाँ पे लगे थे भाई, क्या चल रहे थे वो पीसी। ओए 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 ओए।
खरीद ले एक।
पैसे आंदो ना वीर जी, फिर खरीदेंगे।
कितने चाहिए तेरे को? मैं बेचता हूँ, बता।
कम से कम $1600।
लैंड लेगा मेरा?
नहीं नहीं नहीं। अभी तो
और
वही है लड़की।
अबे लड़की नहीं है ये, भोसड़ी के लड़का है।
पता है मेरे को।
हाँ
पर लेकिन मैं वही कह रहा हूँ ना, जिस दिन हम उसको लड़की बोल रहे थे।
हाँ। भाई ये माउस चेक कर, बहन चोद, क्या माउस है बहन का लौड़ा। अच्छा, पहला मैप पर्ल है क्या? अच्छा, वीटो की क्लिप्स दिखाई जा रही हैं पर्ल पे, अच्छा जी। ओ, वीटो के लाइनअप्स। एक टीपी यहाँ, एक
भाई
टीपी
वो
यहाँ।
बता रहा है, ये वो बता रहा है लाइक कि कहाँ साइड से तुम लोग मतलब अपना कर सकते हो जो भी करना है।
सेटअप है पूरा बी साइड पे।
हम्म।
अच्छा, ये यहाँ लगेगा, ये यहाँ लगेगा। 3 टीपी। टीपी तो 2 ही हैं।
अगर अभी मैच शुरू होने में 3 मिनट है, मैं इसे म्यूट हूँ, मैं कॉल कर रहा हूँ बस।
कर ले कर ले। हम्म, ओके, नाइस सेटअप बाय द वे। तो ये यहाँ खेले, ये सेटअप। ओके, ट्राई करेंगे भाई, ये ट्राई करेंगे आज स्ट्रीम के बाद। सब ट्राई किया जाएगा, सब ट्राई किया जाएगा। ओके। अच्छा जी। भाई पे वैंडल की स्किन नहीं है, पर नाइफ कुरुनामी का है। चेक कर रहे हो? बहन चोद भाई। ये है अमीरी बहन चोद। ये है अमीरी भाई, ये है अमीरी। तो वहाँ पे कोई तोड़ नहीं देगा? लाइक जब हम अंदर टीपी लगाएंगे, टीपी मारने में से बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम लग जाता है, तो बंदे उतनी देर में हमें ख़त्म नहीं कर देंगे? भाई जो भी हो, मेरे को ये चाहिए। श्लोकी भाई को फ़ोन किया जाए। श्लोकी भाई हमारे कहाँ हैं? श्लोकी भाई बड़वे हैं।
श्लोक को किलसाया जा रहा है। ईशु भाई,
हम्म।
श्लोक को किलसाया जा रहा है।
श्लोक मादर चोद नेट ऑफ करके सो गया बड़वा।
एक से देखियो, अगर मैं अपना माइक्रोफोन ऑफ करूँ मेरी आवाज़ आ रही नहीं आ रही है, बताइए मेरे को।
कर।
हाँ नहीं आ रही थी, मैंने माइक्रोफोन बंद करा, नहीं आ रही थी बस।
हाँ हाँ।
ये बढ़िया है यार, ये मेरा हेडफोन रेजर के हैं।
मेरी भी नहीं आती, मेरे भी उसमें है ये सिस्टम।
नहीं मेरे वाले में ये है ना, मेरे वाले में माइक पे बस टाइप करना होता है, मतलब टाइप करो उधर टैप करना होता है, वो अपने आप ऑफ हो
वो
जाता
मेरे वाले में भी
है तेरे वाले में से। फिर मेरे को
हाँ।
क्या कर रहा है उन 8 सेकंड, 7, 6, 5,
5 4
4,
3 2
तीन,
1।
दो, एक।
आओ बढ़े
चलो जी।
मैच की तरफ। अभी थोड़ी बढ़ेंगे, अभी तो भाई फ्लेक्सिंग होगी रॉयट की।
अच्छा, रॉयट स्पॉन्सर करते हैं ये।
अबे चूतिया, रायट ही करवाता है।
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा।
वैलोरेंट के मैचेस हो रहे हैं तो रायट का नहीं आएगा? चूतिया हो गया नीचू भाई।
अच्छा, रॉयट की सबसे तगड़ी गेम वैलोरेंट ही है बस।
हाँ। नहीं, लीग ऑफ लेजेंड्स भी है। ये
वो
देखे।
उनके मैचेस मैंने देखे हैं, बहुत कम होते हैं।
हाँ, मतलब सबसे ज़्यादा चलती ही वैलो है।
मेरी पबजी भी डाउनलोड होगी, एक बार मैं देख रहा हूँ कैसी चल रही है। मैच शुरू हो गया क्या?
नहीं
नहीं,
नहीं,
अभी इतनी जल्दी से
होंगे
थोड़ी हो
होंगे
जाएगा।
हाँ। अभी तो मैप बैनिंग वगैरह चल रही होगी। अच्छा जो टीम की एंट्री
Make some noise for Cloud9!
Taking on the previous champions is Cloud9. This is by far the biggest challenge yet, and they already made a statement with their 2-0 win over Loud, but there's still so much to
क्या
prove,
बात
and
है?
they have the opportunity to do so right here, right now. This is a new and improved C9 that has shown they can swap things up and adapt when things aren't going their way, and that will be the winning condition going against such a play-by-the-book team like G2.
Yeah, they've already proved themselves, proved that those stand-ins are only adding success to this team. Penny and Zelsis really proving themselves and proving that they can fit in with an already solid core. Just hoping to see how Coach Imi and Zelsis work together to really develop that strat book. And against NRG especially, do they have a lot of those counter plays? They know how they play. They've seen how this four players kind of go around it. So is it going to be enough to beat them on the stage?
And if you're a Cloud9 fan, you're very excited about this team.
And now it's time to bring out their opponents. It is your 2025 World Champions,
नहीं यार वर्ल्ड चैंपियंस नहीं स्पैमर्स एनआरजी बोलना चाहिए था यार
And here come the world freaking champions. These guys who have defied it all, led by the gentle giant himself, Mata. This guy, an absolute beast in the server, continuing to prove why he belonged on that world stage. But let's not forget about Scuba as well. Let's not forget about Brock, our MVP. I mean, guys, we're talking about just an absolute top-to-bottom juggernaut of a squad.
I mean, last year Mata had an insane amount of aces in just Americas itself, and he had so much to prove. But again, does that pressure get to you? Because NRG now, they have such a big name to hold up for themselves.
I don't know. Honestly, like, having talked to Mata the amount of times and worked with him, and the confidence from that guy alone.
But you throw a rookie into that.
That's true. But Kiko, though,
not a rookie.
Not a rookie. And Kiko has had some success, obviously, in EMEA. So it does feel like, Athena, we're looking at an NRG team that should be coming into this one with all the confidence in the world, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean,
it
wasn't a one-to-one exact fit to Sam. So I'm interested to see how they play around that. But the maps, Pearl, Breeze, and Bind. Did this Breeze by NRG actually surprised me? But Pearl, I think, makes sense for C9.
No, I for sure think it does, because I think they're going to come in strong with a playbook and have a set game plan going into it. And I think that Energy will kind of have a little bit of a tough time kind of adapting to that.
Because they're going to counter them the whole time, or
I think they're going to try, but it just depends on how well they're able to
आसपास वाला next है ना match
counter C9 on Pearl. I mean,
आसपास like क्या मतलब है इंडिया से
I guess is what I'm wondering.
C9's old Pearl last year was phenomenal. That was
But
probably one of
Indian
their
है,
best
right?
maps, in my opinion. And here they just
तो
added
आसपास तो
a whole
Indian
nother
नाम नहीं
level
है,
to that with
Indian
the
name
Zelsis on
थोड़ा
the IGL, being the person that can kind of take them out of rut when things aren't going their way.
Yeah, I feel like, too, we talked about Vic a lot earlier, so being able to anchor those sites on Pearl is going to be super important. Because, of course, NRG, we're looking at explosive executes. We're looking at ping-ponging on either side of the map, getting a lot of that information to the IGL, making sure that they're executing off of a timing, and they're really good at changing up their pace. I mean, the only real anomaly here for NRG is seeing how Kiko is and seeing how they change their game plans to be around.
If they changed it, right? Or if he integrated more so into it, or if it's
earlier, Emily pointed out that he was usually a duelist player, so going into that control role maybe might be a little weird, but this comp makes a lot of sense. The Teho from Zeppa I really like.
You like the Teho?
I like it. Okay. I doubted it yesterday.
Yeah, you did doubt it yesterday.
I doubted it yesterday, and I shouldn't have, because it actually was insane. A lot of post plants playing off is super annoying to play against. Retaking against this comp is insane.
That on top of the Asher utility that's already used in standard post plants, I could see them definitely trying to run down the clock here.
Yeah, it does feel like the name of the game is going to be just drain that clock, prevent your opponent from being able to get comfortable on those setups and post plants, but we're seeing something similar on the other side as well here.
Yeah, I think Mata on the Waylay makes sense, trying to get a lot of that map control really quickly and being able to fall back, but they are lacking the stun that we liked from the Neon.
No, we are for sure, and I think with these two comps, there's going to be a lot of touch and go, like you were kind of saying.
All right, folks, this is it. Let's see our world champions take to the stage, and let's get this one started. Send a big old 6-7. I killed it, yes.
6-7.
Absolutely despicable work from Golden Boy. We've got a treat. We're going to move on past that because NRG take to the stage in the VCT scene for the first time since lifting that Champions Trophy just a few months ago, heading up against a C9 fresh off a win 2-0 on Loud.
And there's a bit of a curse with Champions winners. No team that has won champs has gone into the next year fully together to return to Champions. NRG, they've already had to make one roster change, but they're trying to break that curse and show that they can not only continue the success at Champions, but show that here in Americas, something that they couldn't do last year despite their victory in Paris.
And you know, NRG, they did play in one major tournament in the offseason. Red Bull Homeground made it all the way to the finals, but ultimately fell 3-0 to G2. That's the only tape we've seen on them, and it's been a month since then. So plenty of time for them to work out the kinks and get ready, geared up for this kickoff season.
And that's against a Cloud9 with a chip on their shoulders. Their deepest playoff run ever ended by NRG last year.
Well, NRG are going to be starting things off into mid here on Pearl. Very quick work out of them. Mata already diving up and in. Stuffed for a moment right behind the other side of a smoke. C9 gear up for a refight themselves. Kiko gets his first kill on American soil here as the fight continues into Art. NRG pulling around the corners. Vic turns on a dime. A beautiful shot out from him. NRG continue to equalize though and come up by one.
But now they have options. NRG still with a minute 15 and a player advantage have time to slow this round down. Question marks still exist on the map. They never saw Penny, but they can expect that he was the anchor towards B. And with that knowledge, they'll work back towards B long and try and group for a 3-player hit.
Penny needs to go on a little bit of a mission right now. C9 down a number, need to separate, find out what information they can. See if they can get a pick at the same time, but NRG, by grouping together, are not giving any opportunities over.
Think about how many question marks there still is, though. All of Art was open through mid. Cloud9 has to re-clear all of that, and only now starting to consider this B-long execute.
Well, Penny has found himself in exactly the right position. 30 seconds left. And the plant is going to pull one member to put the spike on the ground. Give some opportunities to isolate his fights. Here's the first. But doesn't bite just yet, realizing his teammate is so far.
Sheriff है इसके हाथ में.
Nine are full playing for long. The only salvation would be this flank from Zelsis, and it's already gone.
Shut down immediately. Penny's got right in front of the turret. A little bit funky. He knows the position of one player. Can anticipate the second. Good work from him on the first, but Brock secures 3 kills on the round and the pistol for NRG.
Brock did great work towards the end of the round, but I think the credit for that one actually being a success has to go to Kiko. As soon as this pinch started to come on through, Cloud9 immediately recognized the win condition, which was to break out. They either had to fight through mid or fight back in to the middle of the map and take some kind of ground to avoid that pinch. They tried to commit into mid, but Kiko, with that kill in the 1-on-2, shut down that opportunity and meant that his teammates could arrive and win that pinch and succeed in the fight.
Good setup and fight over mid out from NRG. Is going to force C9 onto full pistols, no investment whatsoever out of them. While NRG are relatively light, all things considered. 2 Vandals, a Stinger, and just pistols on top of that. So C9, maybe can use bodies here to pick up a few guns. That's going to be the hope from them as Oxy goes diving forward. Rock tries to hold down the line, and he does so until he runs out of bullets, and that's a problem. The spike is on the ground. C9 have found themselves in a 3-on-3, and Penny secures the rifle.
And that is big. But a flank already coming in from NRG. Ethan, with the Sheriff in hand, has worked his way all the way through long, but now he's at the disadvantage against this rifle.
C9 making the choice to give up the spike a little bit, hanging out on long. Penny patrolling long as he hears the drone creep forward. NRG have very few tools to actually go for the retake. 2 pieces of utility. They need some nice shots.
Ethan जाएगा देखो. Ethan
जाएगा.
to
not take too much time. Ethan's out in the open here as a double swing comes in.
Ooh.
Good first connection. As at the same time as he gets those kills, the rest of NRG picked up the spike, making a high tail over towards A.
30 seconds left.
And Penny back in that 1v3 position. Ethan taken low.
Reload.
And as that kill comes in, he's given himself a 1-on-2 now.
Look at the positioning from NRG. Mata is waiting in mid. Hard reading Penny's rotation and now hearing it.
Here's the footsteps. He is just a sentry. right in the corner. No way Penny's going to be clearing that angle. A little bit dicey, but NRG take it all the same.
It ends up with basically the same scenario 2 rounds in a row, where a pinch is coming through from NRG. They only have one player on a side, and Cloud9 is desperately trying to fight out of that pinch. And somehow Ethan, from this spot, getting 2 kills, he's around them. It's so nightmarish for NRG.
Not just the kills, but just the time he took to allow his teammates to go in and have that secret mission to secure the spike. Works out in a big way, and well, bad news for Cloud9. Brock's got his gun, Mimi.
Yeah, he does, and if you watch Champs, you know that NRG are a big light armor team. They like investing into these bonus rounds. They'll have full guns here.
Another split look is a dash into street. Only 2 players from NRG working down long, and Scuba just lights out on these opening shots. Zeppa will try and hold the fort all on his own as the hindrance deters him not to be slowed down whatsoever. A 2-on-2 now with the spike so far back into long, gives time now for Kiko to wait and see if C9 will pounce.
Still a powerful position up towards heaven. C9 don't want to make the first move. Both teams holding in this standoff.
It's awkward for NRG too because they don't have any smoke. So right now, Brock doesn't feel so good about walking down through B long without having coverage on heaven.
The longer they wait, the greater the threat of a rotation back towards A. But Cloud9 are happy to hold here. They plan A, you retake 2-on-2.
NRG are allowing this mid-round to just freeze once again. It's been a little pattern for them so far, but it's going to put them in an awkward position. Less than 30 seconds left on the clock.
Brock will have that dart back soon.
Not ready yet.
Brock will have the Hunter's Fury off of this spike plant, though. See if that comes into play. C9 choose to approach on the floor level. Kiko doesn't know that. As Brock escapes, Kiko sees the first barrel, and now realizes both players. That sets up for the Hunter's Fury, and Kiko pulls it off. 3 in a row for NRG.
The new addition to NRG, a player who maybe didn't get to show everything he had to offer in his one off-season showing, arrives to Americas and delivers on the bonus round. This is another round that was so close to flipping away from NRG. Zeppa, I mean, you think back to last year, kickoff, where Zeppa had an absolute master of a performance to beat NRG there. Trying to put that on again here, but not enough in round 3.
Yeah, you'd think 3 kills would have been enough, but turns out it is not, with NRG fully investing into that round after only taking 2 rifles in the previous. Sets themselves up beautifully for the rest of this half.
We really saw the attack side going develop throughout stage 2 and through champions for Ethan as the leader of NRG. And I think something that's always characterized NRG, even when it was less leading the team in the past, was how good they are at picking those mid-round freezes that you're talking about. Knowing when to take that tactical pause, wait for your opponent to take the move before you actually activate. They're a very patient team, and that's showing through already here on Pearl.
And that also benefits them a lot when they find themselves in anti-ecos or numbers up situations. You'll very rarely see them tossing away those easy to win rounds.
And finding a completely open B helps in this anti-eco.
Very likely C9 just go ahead and choose to die to the spike here, all things considered. Especially because C9 are close to some ults. Actually, you could make an argument for someone like Vic or Zeppa to go in there and try to just pick up an orb themselves. Only taking their time here. And figure out what exactly is going to happen. Vic and Zeppa will be leading the charge while the rest of the team is going to die to the spike. So perfect out of C9 there to get those ultimates in a completely unwinnable round.
They've traded for getting Mata a bit closer to his, but an alright outcome for them.
What do you say, Drone?
Now C9 have to look ahead. Their first rifle round, and something that I thought was really strong from them when they were playing against Loud was a lot of their defensive-sided aggressive looks. They have a lot of ideas to leave a solo anchor, normally Penny when he's holding this chamber, and push Oxy into one of these extremities. most of the time it's not a complete hard hit where they're spamming util at the beginning, but they have a lot of great ideas for how to contact into space and have a bit of a deeper trap play setup than you might expect.
Yeah, extra layers on top of all that. So C9 will be calling a timeout to discuss the opening to the round, to discuss those layers, as you're mentioning. I think one of the big factors heading into this next round is you highlighted Penny. Well, Penny saved up enough money for the operator, so very likely we do end up seeing him left on his own to his own devices.
And those are the rounds where these kind of 4-1s or 1-1-3s are really good because that op is just so stalwart at holding down alone. Part of that piece, though, beyond just the strategy, is getting Oxy activated. 0-3 right now. The desk was talking about how NRG in some ways lost their kind of vibes guy, their energy sink in Storm, and are having to fill that gap. I think you look over at Cloud9, and Oxy's always been that guy. Obviously, you have Zelsis on the team now.
I thought that's
so
where you were going.
that helps out a bit further, but he had to be the man to lift them through, especially that run in the playoffs last year with his own energy.
Yeah, they've got the energy, and according to Zeppa, they've also got the nepotism. So they have everything going for them.
The two things you need.
That's all you need in an esports org to succeed. We'll see if that ends up being true. Right now, it's not working out for them up against the champs.
Here you see it.
Little dash in from Mata. Oxy taking a little into his own hands there. And he spotted Ethan as well. Eventually traded as the rest of C9 were playing pretty far back. Means we're playing this without a duelist.
Cloud9 back away, and NRG happy to hold on to A main for now.
Yeah, the thing is, both duelists down. That is going to favor the defending team.
For sure.
NRG no longer having that dive ability to get into a site.
So if you're NRG now, you want to start to think about how you can activate a lurk. Maybe get that Astra some space in mid, find a second avenue of approach to this site, so you're not just having to send it through main without a dive character.
Scuba really hasn't done all too much. He hears that trip over on street right now, so he knows he can't go into there. That means someone is very likely patrolling Art. So he might end up making the decision to go for the 1v1.
And that would be big if he kills Vic. Smokes down, losing out on that Cosmic Divide for Cloud9.
Oh, that knife catching the Tejo. Only one, though. Isn't nearly enough. Tejo could have been a fake on this side, but again, NRG are really winding down the clock, and with multiple ultimates available for Cloud9, this is going to be a big problem. How do you get out of this choke point without a duelist? How do you make it happen? It is not going to happen. Zeppa collecting on 2. That spike down in the open, and Scuba a little bit too late to the party through Art will go down 3 again out of Zeppa.
I think Ethan thought that calling that bit of a pause would be enough to pull 1 or 2 of these players off of that A site, go back to work through mid, but it just doesn't happen. With their chamber op and trip still active, Cloud9 is so comfortable leaving that A stack intact, and without a dive whatsoever, it's basically impossible to get through that choke.
Yeah, C9 do well there not to over-rotate or get lost in the quiet, in the suspense of the mid-round, but might have an idea to increase the tempo here. 4 players geared up in mid out of C9 as NRG go for similar ideas on A.
You see Oxy walk up, ready to take contact. Lots of initiator utility behind him.
I mean, ultimately, C9 realized there is a lockdown on the other side of things, so it can very easily be used to take A control. The question is, do C9 then threaten to break this turret in mid and look for a flank? Do they look to just come back quickly through Art?
It's also kind of the standoff, because with Teo ult in play, there's always that risk factor of putting down the lockdown. There is an easy counter if your opponent is hard anchoring.
You don't even necessarily have to kill the lockdown either. You can just put down the Tejo ult as that lockdown expires, and you know the enemy team is going to be trying to come through the choke point. It's perfect stall there is, again, NRG chew up a whole lot of the clock. Gear back towards B.
No embed left towards A, so they don't have a lot of options. And with Cloud9 playing heavy for mid, these rotates will be quick.
Vic is gonna get his first indication of some players on this side. Chooses to get up close and personal. Right on the other side of the smoke. Hiding from the duelist, stunned up and taken down. The rest of C9 all coming in through street. Stalled out for the time being, without a fight coming their way. And as the shock darts rain down, it's an ultimate, taking a kill in long. C9 making quick work back into the site. Zeppa again delivers for Cloud9. NRG try to extract themselves from halls. All out in the open 3 again. Is it enough? That's the question. And so often it is not. NRG get another.
2 rounds for Cloud9 where Zeppa gets a 3K and they can't close it out. That was so close for C9. The ultimate towards Long was perfect to catch Kiko in rotation. He wanted to back away and have that lockdown in the post line if things didn't go his way. But that next layer from NRG is perfect. Look at the way that they swing out here together. Just all 3 players posturing for the fight, knowing that if they hold back, they're just going to get ran over by utility. And they win a very important round. The buy here is weird for Cloud9.
Kind of been this way the whole game.
blind निकाल सकती है.
Little all over the place, a whole lot of saves so far. Penny does have the operator, has a very forward posting down on B long. So that's going to cause his 2 initiators to rotate back towards the A site. See if they get here quickly enough. But NRG are not going to waste their time at all. Oxy in the center of this site with the Buckian shot in the back of the head. Mata takes a shot before sliding on back. That's an easy take from NRG.
And again, the lockdown is available in the post line if they need it. This is a very good position for NRG to be in. C9 have got to move quick.
Just throwing down this lockdown, the same time to divide. Cuts apart the site. Putting a lot of pressure in. C9 playing for this is a little bit surprising. Looking for the half stick here before the lockdown expires, and as C9 getting kills, they might go for a little bit more, but 3 players detained. It's a disaster for Cloud9. How in the world did they think they had time for that? Wipes the floor with them.
A second away from success, but it ends in disaster again for C9. I want to see just how close that got. Really down to the wire. And it's easy pickings for Brock after the lockdown. I felt like that call came just a second too late. They saw the lockdown. You saw some of the players hesitate for a moment. Then they went for it with just not enough time.
It's hard to keep track of everything because there were a couple of C9 players in backside. Not fully able to cover. And, well, Oxy is going to run back into main at C9 on no buy at all this round. Seeing what they can do with Penny's up in the mix of things, and this heavy stack back in A main. NRG will love this area to happen. Mata's just on a scouting mission. These pistols.
C9.
NRG to shreds. It continues. Vic is lethal on the bandit. And now in a 2-on-4. Kiko needs to do a little bit extra. It won't be there for Vic. He's a madman.
Outrageous reply of a round. You lose to a second.
and
win it out. I mean, it was so close to this utility actually taking down the C9 players back in that corner, but just feast instead. A bit of an overcommitment for NRG. They full read that they could hit into A site, and with still time and options, even after seeing 3, they just decide to continue instead of bailing out of that one.
So a little bit of a bounce back from C9. Breath of fresh air.
It's truly a lifeline, though. They're going to have an ult back again for Penny. They'll have guns. They'll have ults. This is their chance to rebuild this defender half.
Maybe one of the first opportunities for Penny to really play the game with this operator. NRG getting ready for his side of the map.
Penny way.
The drone has an idea of him. Forces him back 1 line at a time. Another drone. This double scout setup from NRG is brutal to try and op into. And as the smokes and the ult and all the utility just pummels the site, that'll be free for NRG.
C9 had players in position to flood, but they couldn't with the utility.
Wow.
That was a null command pop. They'll have to fight, but NRG is at the doorstep, ready to hold.
Brock's Hunter's Fury got canceled out by the KO ult. And now the flash into Scuba, trying to escape. Somehow he's still alive. Oxy creeping back into the site, a stun. Trying to give him some idea, but these smokes are stalling everything. NRG have escaped with 4 players alive. And now C9 need to play these high lines, need to find some kills. Not gonna happen. When you look at Brock, he's gonna shut you down. And now these shots are just not connecting. NRG are just playing with C9 at this point. Penny's gonna teleport away and hold on to the op.
This game has been defined by a lot of very slim split-second decisions. And I think consistently when they're under pressure, we're seeing NRG make the right decision. In previous rounds, it was staying and fighting deep on site. Here, it was taking the slim opportunity they actually had to escape and get out to long, and full committing to that. Great work from them, balancing the utility.
Ethan's disgusting. Ethan's disgusting.
And he is.
I can't. Honest words out from
NRG मैंने
Mata.
पहले बोला था NRG जीतेगी भाई.
And honestly, when you think about it, those B-long fights, even going back to the round 2, where Ethan had a Sheriff versus a Vandal, and he's winning out in those fights as well.
I really want to see someone in this lobby buy an outlaw, because everyone is a half-armor player here on both teams. I think it was one of the big things people were looking at after Champs, that not a lot of teams bought Outlaw into NRG when they have half-armor pretty much every round.
Yeah, NRG, or C9 doing the same thing. Brock's the only guy on 50 right now. And NRG split up the site, dive on forward. That is a waylay with the spike, planting in the pocket of the wall before retreating back to main. And as Oxy falls as well, there's just 5 alive, but already the defuse, a half stick behind the wall. That is major. Zephyr can get back on this. NRG are realizing they have to get back in front of this wall. There's not a lot of time. As C9 lose a member. Smoke expires. Zeppa on top of everything. It has the Armageddon. He is ready to cause havoc on this site. Zeppa needs 3 again if C9 want to win this round. He's being asked way too much, and 3 again is not enough.
3 3Ks, 3 losses for Zeppa and Cloud9. Another heartbreaker that's just a hair away. But NRG, I love this little strat. He's going directly into the pocket, and even though he dies to it, I think that is the right call for Zelsis to try and greed the half stick. It forced NRG into what should have been an unadvantageous fight. But again, the synergy in these team fights is what's winning it for NRG. There's an outlaw finally for Scuba. Do well against 5 half armors on C9.
Yeah, NRG is starting to clue into that. But it's another heavy mid setup out of C9. They've really liked with the flash over the top. The hindrance, though, is just too perfect. Very good control, and Kiko again for an opener. Now as the slide comes through, Zeppa gets a couple before being shut down. These other 2 members of C9 just not really in the party just yet. Mata's still there.
How's he alive?
And
How
ready
is
to
he
dash
alive?
on away. It's just silly, isn't it?
And now a 3-on-1 retake for Vic. But already being held by an outlaw close. Should be checkmate.
And it is. 9-2 for NRG. That is certainly a way to enter 2026.
That interaction in mid was so silly. Both duelists from either team just stunned maybe 18 times in their respective corners. But by the time a fight is actually taken, it is Mata feasting.
I can't believe he got out there, Adam. What the fuck?
वो अपने आप आ जाएगा तेरे पास.
Me too. In the game against Loud, it was an outrageous amount of
अबे वो अपने आप
moments
तेरे
where
पास आ जाएगा
Oxy
मैसेज.
was getting away with murder with his neon ult, where he was winning rounds single-handedly with that. Here, he has been shut down completely. 2-10 for C9 Star.
And again, the most scuffed by for C9. Knife spots a couple of players back in A main. C9 choose to leave Oxy posted up with the judge, call 3 into Art. But C9 have never really found a consistent answer into this A side of the map. Maybe it could be Vic. Maybe it could be Oxy. Some spam peppers him down to 33, and he's out. NRG are just way too aware of all these corners. Exactly which walls to spam through, which smokes to take care of, and it again sets themselves up for a hugely advantaged post plant.
An ultimate on Ethan as well. So brutal for these last 2 players to get back in. They need this round desperately despite the odds.
वैसे थोड़ा सा तो इफेक्ट पड़ता ही है वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप
and there's still more left in the tank.
And time is ticking. That Armageddon waiting in the wings.
Yep, Brock just has a little pixel there. The second he sees a difference in
ऑफ
color,
लेकर खेल रहा है सीधा मारना शॉट
bullets through the wall, charges on into Shorty as well.
Yes, let's
Beautiful
go.
play from Brock there, and 10 for NRG in the first.
Yeah, 17-5 for your Champs MVP on his return to American soil. NRG ran loops
Bro,
around
बढ़िया
them.
खेल रहा है यार.
So cringe, bro. It's actually so cringe, bro.
Self-diagnosed.
Yeah, is he talking about his Odin and Shorty? Like, is that what we're doing there?
It's good to have self-awareness. You reflect on
Half
that
time
when we
over.
take our halftime break.
10-2 baby 10-2. Let's go. पहला मैच तो वन साइडेड है.
can I help you, sir?
Here's the bill from the dealership where I got my car, and I'd like you to beat it with a better deal on one of
अबे वो
these
कर दे आवाज
cars.
बंद कर दे
Not how it works.
Guess you're not as cool as
आवाज
Verizon.
बंद कर
Bring your
दे
AT&T or T-Mobile bill for a better deal today.
भाई ये क्या सर्विस है निशु भाई?
पता नहीं भाई
भाई 2-2 सेकंड में मैसेज आ रहे हैं, 2-2 सेकंड में।
यस
ईशान शुक्ला मैसेज कर रहा है भाई। देख अभी बस मैंने मैसेज भेजा, ठीक है? अब मैं उड़ा रहा हूँ, 2 सेकंड बाद ही मैसेज आ जाएगा। आ गया भाई। ये क्या सर्विस चल रही है?
बे बॉट है वो साले।
अबे ईशान शुक्ला बॉट है? वाह
पबजी में बॉट है भाई।
10-2 10-2 10-2। ओ माय गॉड निशु भाई, अगर यहाँ पे ये वाला माउस मंगा दो ना तो आपका कितना भला हो जाएगा।
नहीं पर लेकिन उसके बाद आपने फिर एक कोई और माउस मंगा लेना, फिर मेरे को पता है ना आप एक पे थोड़ी टिकते हो
भाई। देख सबसे प्यारा माउस ना मेरे को ये लग रहा है, ये जो इसके पास है, जेल्सिस के पास, हरे रंग का।
नाम बता।
नाम मेरे को नहीं पता नाम ढूंढना पड़ेगा यूट्यूब पे जाके कि जेल्सिस कौन सा माउस यूज करता है। देखियो जेल्सिस कौन सा माउस यूज करता है। हो गया हाफ टाइम कंप्लीट।
Have to win if they want a chance at coming back.
For C9, I think the biggest thing on their minds is let's send some help to Zeppa. Man's been trying out there.
New proper green,
I think 4 3Ks,
green now.
Something
maybe
like that.
5.
At least 3, 4. I don't know. It's been ridiculous.
And only resulting in 2 round wins for Cloud9.
Something about him in games against NRG. He activates.
भाई $250।
But can it be enough this half?
कितने हो गए? 14-15 ना।
Need to start things on the pistol where NRG have really good information. Forward position in A main, seeing nothing. High-low setup off of the turret, ready to play into art.
Razor का है Viper 3-4.
That comes after a litany of utility. Kiko getting the first time. Wrap it up.
नहीं Viper 3
It's
Pro.
2 more for Brock.
कितने का है?
And C9 have gone nowhere.
There was just so perfect. The hinder coming through is the first layer, and immediately a deeper stun from Ethan, followed by his missiles, completely traps those players from Cloud9.
इसमें 3 मॉडल आते हैं।
I love it too.
Black आता है, white आता है,
how much they shrink on the map, right? You know, NRG up 5-2.
edition आता है, मतलब Packer edition जिसमें उसका sign है।
3 players hanging out in spawn. They're so excited to buy guns for the next round.
And something tells me they're going to
Sentinels का भी आता है, Sentinels edition भी आता है इसमें।
has no smokes.
वो नहीं चाहिए, 14,000 रुपए वाला वो नहीं चाहिए मेरे को। मैं तेरे को एक माउस भेजूंगा 3,000
Just letting C9 sit with their decisions they've made. The results of their actions for a little bit.
अगर पहली बार मंगवाएगा तो डिस्काउंट लगा के 2,000 रुपए का है।
Hunting a little bit more now.
He's thinking about it.
अभी हम लोग ये देखते हैं।
Wait for Zeppa to clear, but they don't have much time to run back and plant
भाई
that spike.
11 already हो गए, 11
They're not even going to peek this deep, I don't think. Penny does, as his teammate falls away from him. And Zeppa will get one before going down ultimately. A beautiful pistol round out of NRG.
And that ends up even worse
भाई NRG तो
because
खा
in
गई
losing that
इनको,
round,
मेरे
they
को लग रहा
don't
है
get a
पूरा।
spike down. You would think down 11-2 you might want to try and force this round.
Yeah.
Now that decision becomes a lot tougher to stomach.
That is so
यही
grim.
होगा, देखिए तो।
They're trying to play to win the round, which is commendable. To be fair, like you kind of need to get a pick or two before you get the spike down if you want to have a chance in the post, but it does come at the cost of a weaker chance here, and that's something you almost never see. The round 2 timeout.
Yeah, and I think it's exactly discussing whether to force or not and what to do in that direction.
Yeah, they got to force, you have to imagine. The thing is, Imi just had 2.5 minutes to chat to his team between halves, right?
It makes you think there's something he heard that he just didn't like.
Yeah.
Wants to get his word in.
Not too many chances left here, and also not anything to go off of either, right? It's not like you can anti-NRG too heavy off of one round.
No. Looking over for a second to the side of NRG, it reminds me a lot of watching Red Bull Homeground, where I haven't really noticed Kiko And I think that's a good thing, actually, that he's seemingly slotting in very well. Their setups are still running. Their macro is very good. He's had a couple individual rounds. I think back all the way to the first half pistol, where he was paramount with that 2K in mid to get them that round win.
One thing I was surprised with, he got he got a few actually opening kills on the Killjoy when C9 were running those more aggressive looks. His contain ideas where he's just on his own holding or covering a teammate's back. Got 2 or 3 of those in the first half.
I think Vcell is that his mechanics have been very good, but he hasn't been greedy in any way to show that.
Very good plug and play for NRG so far. Of course, if this were to be Red Bull home ground, then C9 would come back and win this map.
I don't know about that one. We'll see. He would have to start with a win on this scuffed by Force.
Well, Ethan pushed back just a little bit. Choosing to allow C9 in. Make them feel a little bit more comfortable for the time being before going for that swing to pounce. That's exactly what Kiko's looking for. Takes Penny down a little bit low, but again, art control has been seeded.
Look how disciplined NRG is. They're just going to fall away, play together on these angles, and be happy with what they have.
It's actually Mata who's a little bit isolated. Outline hand. Calls in some reinforcements as Kiko will also go ahead and join him. But C9 really, they're just kind of waiting and hoping that someone on NRG is going to take a more forward line, but what it's doing is eating up so much time. Down to 45 seconds left. And Oxy with a shotgun is on the lurk duty.
Maybe wants to sell a fake or just try and work a lurk. It's weird.
Yeah, it's a little bit surprising. The suppression stops Brock from throwing out the dart.
Here comes the missiles.
But there is going to be another layer for that. And C9 want to move back into Oxy.
मतलब 12 तो होने वाला है.
So now already you have ideas. NRG start to rotate towards
Mata's still
B.
here with an
क्या
outlaw.
कह रहा है?
There's a turret to bullet tap install.
It's just full awareness out from NRG. C9 tried to
तेरी
get a
आवाज
little bit
बहुत कम आ रही है भाई.
Tried to throw some kind of a loop into the mix, but it's not going to pay off for them whatsoever. That's a flawless round 2, and Mimi only one
Easy
player
win
on NRG even
for
took damage.
NRG.
Oof. The issue is they wanted to try and call a pivot, but Mata was just there the entire time. He spotted
अब
Oxy
तक की
early.
सबसे
Oxy
गंदी
was
हार हो
making his
सकती है मेरे को
presence
लगता है
known.
ये. C9 के हिस्ट्री की सबसे गंदी होगी कि 2
So
पे
he's
अटके
there
रहे.
in position with the help of Timmy to lock it down.
Kills, man! Like every time I shot somebody, they died.
You're winning 12-2. Like you have little problems that become a little bit bigger when you're dominating this hard.
बता क्या कह रहा था वो?
Understandably so.
He's trying this again. They've been wanting
बताइए क्या कह
Ethan,
रहा
but they
था वो?
haven't gotten him.
Well, Kiko there with another opening frag. And NRG with another disgusting round. Absolutely blowing up Cloud9. Zelsis gets 3.
Every time I shot, someone is dying.
I'm holding.
Don't hold
By
on
easy
too
win
tightly,
होगी.
but
Zealous बचा.
a light grip is what the doctor ordered here,
Zealous
and let
हो
go.
गया game खत्म.
13-2 domination from the reigning champs.
That was a brutal game.
बहुत बढ़िया भाई, बहुत बढ़िया. क्या खेली.
Victoria.
आओ फिर तब तक हम एक काम करते हैं जब तक मैच शुरू हो रहा है.
क्या? ओए पागल है ऐसे ही रहने दे.
कॉपीराइट नहीं आता इन सब चीजों पे.
वाइट चाहिए.
नहीं.
गेमिंग माउस लिख देना नॉर्मल. MOUS
आती है, अनपढ़ नहीं हूँ. हाँ आओ भाई जरा चेक कर ले. ये तो अभी मेरे पास है, ठीक है. इसका कैटी ने भड़वी ने इसका स्क्रॉल खराब कर दिया, ठीक है. क्या सीन है. अच्छा रिप्ले दिखा रहे हैं ना ये तो. अभी कॉस्मिक बाइट भी आजकल अच्छे माउस निकाल रही है वैसे. देख तेरे पास एक तो ये ऑप्शन है क्रायो का ही. क्रायो केओ क्या नाम है ये. क्रियो. हाँ क्रियो है तेरे पास ऑप्शन में, ठीक है. एक माउस मेरे को उसका नाम नहीं याद आ रहा, मेरे को जरा फोन में से निकालने दे. हाँ यार
या
तेरे
तो
पास
जो
ये है, ये देख R1 Pro, VXC R1 Pro था हाँ ओ नहीं, ये तो नहीं था निशु भाई ये तो नहीं था। तू ये कह रहा था ना सेंटिनल्स एडिशन, प्राइस देखिए एक बारी, गांड के गुरुद्वारे बाहर आ जाएंगे। अबे
एक बार
प्रो
पैसे
क्यों,
आन दो ना वीर जी
प्रो
पैसे आन दो, आपके पास ये भी पड़ा होगा।
प्रो नहीं, हाँ हाँ ये एक ऑप्शन में ये है, ठीक है, और आपके पास एक ऑप्शन में और दे देता हूँ, चलो इतना कर ही रहे हैं तो, हाइपर एक्स, ठीक है, वैसे तो इनके चूतिया माउस होते हैं, यूज़ कभी मत करियो, ठीक है। और इसके अलावा अगर जाना चाहें तो ये है जो अभी वो यूज़ कर रहा है, ठीक है, इसमें ग्रीन कलर वो यूज़ कर रहा है, वो कस्टमाइज्ड है, नहीं शायद ये नहीं है, रेजर का ही है वो।
रेजर का है, मैंने देख लिया वो।
हाँ रुक जा एक सेकेंड, हम यहाँ जाते हैं ना सीधा, हाँ लो भाई, अब आ गए हैं हमारे सामने, शायद ये है, हाँ ये भी अगर हम चाहे तो ले सकते हैं, अभी डिस्काउंट पे है, वरना ये प्राइस आप पढ़ ही सकते हो, ठीक है। एक बार इसकी लुक्स चेक करो भाई, कौन चूतिया ही होगा जो ऐसी लुक्स देख के माउस को मना करेगा, ठीक है, मैं हूँ वो एक अपना ये है डेथ हेडर V3 हाइपर स्पीड, ठीक है, एक ये भी है, ठीक है, ये भी अपने रेजर भाई का है, ठीक है, इसमें ये है और एक ये है, ठीक है, एंड खत्म रेजर, ओके। अगर रेजर नहीं है तो हम अटैक शार्क भी चेक कर सकते हैं, ठीक है,
देखियो जरा क्या हो रहा है अभी।
ऐड आ रही है यार, ये मेरे को खरीदनी है यार, ये मिलती कहाँ है, देखियो एनआरजी की उस पे, एनआरजी की चेन गूगल पे, रुक जाए यहीं चेक कर लेते हैं ना, एनआरजी की चेन नहीं ना, लॉकेट है ना ये इशू,
NEG लिखा है।
एन वो मैंने पढ़ लिया था, NRG, एनआरजी स्ट्रीट
बस
में,
एनर्जी लिख दे, एनर्जी नहीं, एनर्जी वैलोरेंट, वैलोरेंट नीचे आ रहा है, नीचे आ रहा है, सबसे नीचे देख। अब उस फिर नीचे जा रहा है, अब ऊपर आ गया तो नीचे जा रहा है, वेरी गुड इशू भाई, और इनकी
ये
साइड पे
है
जा।
शायद इस पे हो
नहीं ये वो नहीं है, ये वो नहीं है, बैक एक सेकंड, हाँ टीम
प्रोफाइल
प्रोफाइल
है
है,
तो,
एनर्जी टीम, एनर्जी स्पोर्ट्स,
अरे
ई
लिखना
स्पोर्ट्स वाले पे
पड़ेगा,
जा।
जर्सी,
अभी क्या पता जर्सी वाले में ही आ जाता है वो सारी चीजें उसमें।
हाँ
हाँ एनर्जी स्पोर्ट्स पे ही आएगा सब कुछ। शॉप पे जा, शॉप पे जा, शॉप पे जा, शॉप शॉप शॉप।
ओके 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 ओके, नहीं है तो सिर्फ जर्सी का है, यहाँ पे आएगा ना शायद,
कितने की है जर्सी? कितने की है जर्सी? $33,000।
ऐसा क्या है, ऐसा है क्या है,
$8,300 की जर्सी।
इस पे शायद हो, हाँ मेरी जान,
हाँ तो रही है,
इस पे तो सारी टीम्स की जर्सी है,
ये वाली मंगाई है, ये वाली मंगाई है मैंने जो
हाँ
नीचे थी
पता है
पर्पल
मेरे
वाली।
को, ये ना,
ये तो नहीं, एक और थी दूसरी, मतलब डिजाइन वैसी था बट कोई और थी।
क्या चल रहा है यहाँ पे अभी,
सेनकी चाहिए तो सेनकी मंगा दो तेरे लिए।
नहीं नहीं सेंटिनल्स, आई हेट सेंटिनल्स, ये
कल तो उनको सपोर्ट
क्लब जर्सी। हमें कुछ और लिखना पड़ेगा। लॉकेट लिख कर देखूं? LO स्पेलिंग बताइयो लॉकेट की भाई।
LOCKET। देखिए मैच शुरू हुआ। नहीं आएगा नहीं आएगा। मे बी थिंक उनके लिए कस्टमाइज्ड है वो। हो गया हो गया हो गया हो गया हो गया हो गया हो
कहाँ हो गया?
गया।
पुराना ही मैच दिखा रहे हैं, MVP इज बैक वाला। अच्छा हम इसे कट करेंगे। आओ भाई जरा यहाँ आ जाए। तब तक मैच शुरू एक बार ही देख ले कितना टाइम है। अबे पर्ल का ही दिखा रहे हैं अभी तो। अभी तो टाइम है। अच्छा भाई इसमें भी कुछ नहीं है, ठीक है बढ़िया। और अगर अब हम इस लिस्ट में क्या नाम था, क्रियो को ऐड कर दें, ठीक है। आते ही इनका सबसे बेस्ट सेलर माउस आ गया है, ठीक है। सच बताऊं तो भाई मैंने जिस माउस से अपना ये किया था ना, इमॉर्टल किया था ना, मैं तुम्हें अपना वो वाला एक बार ही माउस दिखाता हूँ। तुम हंसोगे तू भड़वे। इस माउस से अपना इमॉर्टल किया था, ठीक है। LG आ गया। LOG लॉजिटेक। हाँ हाँ भाई तुम्हारे भाई ने इस माउस से अपना इमॉर्टल किया था, ठीक है। इस माउस से बहुत बढ़िया माउस है। अगर तुम्हें स्टार्टिंग करनी है इसमें एक वाइट कलर भी आ जाता है अपना, ठीक है। बस बहुत मेहनत लगी थी भाई, ठीक है। क्या बताऊं, बस कुछ कहने के लिए नहीं बचा।
ओए आ गए वो लोग वापस।
आ गए?
नहीं मजाक कर रहा हूं।
छोड़ दिया? अभी तो मैच शुरू भी नहीं हुआ।
आगे 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 सच्ची आ गए अब।
हाँ हाँ आ गए।
तो बोल रहा
I feel like yesterday when we saw Breeze, we saw a lot of those aiming controls. We saw a lot of that mid control, and obviously in this pro game, we saw NRG just abusing that on C9. They only counted it a couple times. They adapted, but it just wasn't quick enough. And so NRG, they have a lot of that game plan under their belt, and obviously this is their map pick. Do they have just such a deep playbook that C9 won't be able to counter in time?
I believe so, and it's not even just about the depth of their playbook. It's that it feels impenetrable. Like they have everything accounted for, every angle, every gap.
जब पीछे C9 की बैठी हुई है।
So when I'm looking at Cloud9, the win condition here is kind of take over the game. We saw when they had that aggression, they kind of found openings.
C9 is और उसका
like a stunt or a stop to what NRG has planned,
तो धीरे बोल रहे हैं क्या? तेरी आवाज धीरे हो गई है।
And even more.
You know, we actually got to see more of Oxy holding W. I'm just gonna say
maybe, yeah, you know, but the thing is though is that you're holding W into, you know, Amada, you're holding W into a Kiko. Like these guys are hitting their shots, but of course I don't disagree with you there. All right, folks. Well, that is going to do it for our breakdown here, but we have plenty more to come. Mimi and Ender are going to be catching you guys on the other side of the break. We'll see you after this.
Astra Viper Yuru Neon. कॉपीराइट माँ चुदवाएगा इस गाने पे, इससे तो और माँ चुदेगी। ये भड़वे हमारे भाई भोसड़ी वाले प्रीमियर नहीं देते बच्चे। चलो भाई तुम ये कर लो यार, इंडी दो ना। अभी 13 सेकंड में मैच शुरू होगा। 13 सेकंड हम जरा माउस चेक कर ले। हाँ 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 भाई बहुत बढ़िया। हाँ 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 हाँ।
मैच शुरू हो गया।
I think everyone in the audience is going to be hoping, just like Immy is, that NRG's Breeze is not as ridiculous as their Pearl just was. We want to see a competitive series. We're going to be jumping into Ancient Select.
That is a pretty crazy composition to lock, and you would never see Breach on the old Breeze, but it's interesting to think about how he might be good on the new one. A lot of angles and approaches to sites got narrowed down. You think of the changes towards A main, you look at B elbow, and maybe there are ideas where the Breach is a little bit more potent. You combine that with him just having gotten some buffs in the most recent patch to the width of the stun and the timing of the flash, and I'm just excited to see what they're cooking.
You're excited to see that, okay? So even though NRG are playing what I kind of think is kind of the hotness right now, double duelist, double smokes on this map. I love the look NRG is bringing. They were looking strong in the last one. Is Breach out of left field enough to give C9 an edge?
I don't think they need something out of left field. I think they need to shoot back, like Jimmy said. I mean, they were just getting mech-tipped in a lot of rounds in that last game. Like he was saying, where they did have the read and were in the right spot, but couldn't convert off of it. Those are the rounds that were the real heartbreakers. For NRG, though, like you said, I love this comp. I think it is going to be the meta comp on this map, or at least a similar variation with this double duelist and the double smokes. It is so potent in terms of the options you have for aggressive play. It is so suffocating to play against the double smokes, whether you're retaking a site or you're an attacker fighting into it. It's tough, but Cloud9, they've got to find the solve if they want to stay in this upper bracket.
Well, maybe lucky for C9 as they get to start on the attack side first. Didn't really get to play attack on the last map, and they're heading in exactly the right direction. Viper wall goes down. Nobody really here from NRG, choosing to play full-on retake.
Post-funds are a lot easier now after the map changes, especially when your Breach still has full util. A stun, a flash can support well.
Well, Mata just ran through mid and opened the door, threatening a quick flank. That's going to cause C9 to really worry about their back. As this fight forward comes in, stun comes down. 1 for 1 at the start, but C9 still have a great position on site as Penny locks it down for another. And now Kiko gets into the mix of it. NRG out of nowhere. Execute free for the pistol.
You're already seeing on display one of the biggest differences when you're not playing the double smokes in these post plants. If you think to some of the earlier plays that we've seen, like yesterday here on Breeze in Americas, the double smokes post plants will constantly have a cycle of smokes in the middle of sight over for that left angle as well that you see Ethan swinging here. But with just the Viper, all NRG had to do was wait for it to drop and then fight in together. And so many of these C9 players just got caught in weird spots that weren't really complementary once that Viper wall was down.
Yeah, you know, C9 had the idea to fight forward earlier on into the round off of the stun, but that was just good for a one-on-one. NRG got a whole lot more done in that second layer. So, again, tough start to this second map for C9.
0-3 on pistol rounds right now for them. Maybe something to track as we go into the second half of this game.
Now, Breeze, an interesting map for the Viper. On a lot of maps, you see Vipers almost always just throw down their Viper wall and attack at the start of the round. Because they only have the one smoke agent. C9 need to hold on to that one is Kiko.
ये क्या हुआ अभी just? ये हुआ क्या?
That's your
Because they only have the one smoke agent. C9 need to hold on to that one is Kiko. Killers. Even saw them through the wall because there's a dart getting chucked out.
Let's go back to your point around the Viper. It really does telegraph where you want to finish. It becomes very difficult to hit the other site without the Viper wall. In the composition that NRG is running, they can always default that A wall and be able to rotate back towards B with their other smokes. Thankfully with the B changes, one Viper orb is tenable to take that, but it's still difficult.
Well, C9 have seemingly done the same thing 3 rounds in a row, except this time after securing the orb. Slow things down, leaving Vic over in mid patrolling to see if there is going to be a forward walk up.
And well, there is, but it's not somewhere he can really hold. You see both duelists posted up for NRG. Kiko's judge and elbow could especially become problematic if Cloud9 had this direction.
I love the Yoru on this map, especially on defense for controlling mid. You can go down into these positions like Mata is in with the freedom to teleport away. A lot of safety in that.
With Brock top mid, he can easily support either of those duelists. And I don't think they'll be the ones in the hot seat. Instead of Ethan tagged up, having to push back into this utility.
That utility, and somehow he gets away from it. Quick on the movement, and with a beautiful ping, no one is ready for him. Who is going to take Ethan out? No one's even looking at him. They have no idea he could be back here. And a headshot from Brock keeps NRG with the lead.
Most probably.
As more players filter in, you realize C9 haven't planted the spike. You realize Zeppa's kind of stuck back here.
30 seconds. But NRG waiting. That wall will be dropping soon. It opens up avenues to fight, and Vic might be the critical player.
Vic has no gas to play with yet. C9 are going to have one more chance to throw up that wall and get the spike down, but they're only going to have a few seconds to cross over to default, and they're still worried about their backs. NRG choose to take their time and walk 2 players on the flank instead.
Spike planted.
Zeppa has to hold this. Scoop is low. Amado will be difficult.
Zeppa's been the hero before, but it never came down to C9 winning rounds. Needs a little bit more now. Backed into the corner, Zeppa falls. Now it's all on Vic, and history repeats itself. A thrifty round win for NRG, make it 3-0.
The worst scenario you can imagine for Cloud9. And NRG again displaying one of the keys of game 1, their patience. They know that their opponent only has that Viper wall available, so once they get into this round 3, they just wait. But they got to that point because of the excellent work from Ethan.
Yep.
I want to talk about that smoke he used to anchor, throwing up the one-way on the box front side on B. That makes it so difficult for anyone to swing around that right side. And if anyone's approaching left, you have to go so much deeper now to actually swing and deal with him. And despite the util pattern they used to try and clear him out, he was still there and still got 2.
Good movement from him to dodge away from the breach blast to get out from the snake bite too. So C9 give up on B for the time being. Bring their pistols onto the A side. Teleport back from Ethan. Armada leaves Ethan all alone. But still, these darts are a problem, causing C9 players to turn their heads. Not too much of a problem for Ethan, but Brock filters into the space. The second C9 feel a little bit more comfortable. Patience from NRG. As they gear up for the refight through that wall. Beautiful work out from Mata and Scuba and the rest of the gang.
It's just formulaic at this point. Wait for Cloud9 to go for something aggressive with the breach. Hold back. The second the wall drops, you fight in together, and you out-trade them. 4-0 now.
Not too shabby. Not too shabby for NRG.
यार इतना गंदा तो नहीं खेलती यार C9
A lot of people might have predicted C9 before this game because they might have been looking at social media and seeing that Bonkar was saying he was subbing in for Scoop.
Big question for you.
Yeah?
It was a 13-2 map one. It's 4-0 right now. Could NRG have won with Bonkar?
I think they win with Bonkar.
I think so too. And you were one of the people who predicted C9 with Bonkar.
Look, I took him as an honest man.
Star player of Bonk 2023 Tier 2 Northern Europe. Okay, I don't doubt the guy.
He's clearly taken so much of that into his day-to-day.
Cricket game.
Maybe C9 could use him. C9 could use a round. See what they can do. Here's
they got a pretty free B side, but the issue's been these retakes and already 2 players flanking.
Yeah, NRG ready for this one. Mata leading the charge, using C9's own wall against them, but Zeppa was waiting for it, and that control is good enough for C9 to get this site. But Brock still somehow gets a pick on the other side. Kiko slides into the back. It's a little bit awkward for NRG, whose IGL is on the wrong side of the map, real far away from this, but somehow Penny has util in hand. Kiko catches him out, and now Kiko can wait because Ethan is on the prowl. Kiko just needs more threat, more attention drawn towards himself. But will Ethan clear beneath him? Oh no, the Rolling Thunder, was that canceled out? No! NRG can't be doing that!
Not only does he Ajax the ult and lose that for next round, but they lose the 2-on-2. It's like watching a train wreck. Just disaster close round upon disaster.
Anna?
Nice, bro!
Yeah, Mata can't believe it either.
Is that just looks impossible. Second timeout in 5 rounds?
That's the first timeout. You're still thinking of the round 2 timeout.
Both of these games have just felt like the same game because they're going so quick.
No, it makes sense because 6 or 7 rounds ago, there was a Cloud9 timeout. If you go all the way back in time to Pearl, right? Oh boy. Well, now C9 have a whole slew of new problems. It's this quick retakes from NRG. It's pressure on the flanks when it's these B retakes as well. And it's also Kiko who's sitting 9-1 on this Neon. You thought he was chill, you thought he was quiet, silent. Oh, he's slotting in, he's great last map on the Killjoy. Now he's taken over on the Neon.
And on the other side, the duelists for C9 have not been able to activate. So much of their game plan has been around getting into these sites and going for proactive plays in the post flank. He's also stunning up, Penny and Oxy swinging, but every time, NRG is so patient in the angles that they're holding, waiting for that aggression, and Penny and Oxy combined are 4-10 to start this match.
Tough start for C9. And we talked about needing C9 to start shooting back in the interview between games.
I think they might need to temper some of the post-plan aggression and go for more kind of trap plays as that wall is dropping, as NRG is pushing, having the stun or the flash on standby to then swing in instead of trying to proactively get something. It'll still be tough, but maybe some things to look at as they're trying to navigate this breach comp to a win.
Yeah, it's running up in mid from Oxy. He hits that shot.
Precise gunplay, by the way.
All right, but still these fights means Vic comes out on top. Scuba pinched now. So one player threatens coming in on tunnel. There's 3 more back in main. What can he do? 1-2! There's still a chance now for Ethan in the clutch.
Cloud9 is not allowed to lose this round.
Oh no, and a Viper's pit as well. Might create a little more chaos than C9 even want themselves. It'll be hard for C9 to play together within that. An opportunity for Ethan. Silently approaching into backside. He'll find Zeppa first. Stars onto the spike. What have you got? There it is, Ethan! No! Vic rips it away!
That was maybe a centimeter from disaster. But this time, Cloud9 weathered the storm.
You thought, right? Every single break is going NRG's way. Surely they have it, but finally C9 can stop this forward advance.
Look how close he is here. Gets the crosshair down, but can't quite wrangle the spray in time.
Boys, let's go, Vic.
So a bit of life injected back for Cloud9.
C9 like just going into mid quickly. Again, it's Oxy here, taking out a 5 HP. So low already. But he's just left to kind of work the map himself right now as the rest of his team has eyes around this pit in main.
It looks to split back towards this A site.
It's a strange round, right? Like C9 have these embeds in mid, but NRG haven't really done anything about it. They're just giving it up entirely.
They redrone, put some pressure, but won't invest any more resources. And with that orb constantly cycling.
Yeah, that one way is really annoying to try and get through.
Yeah, you either go into the one way or you go into Viper spit. Splitting A is so difficult. So maybe now Cloud9 think about what can they do? Can you feign somewhere? Can you pull players back?
I like this.
Now they're losing info.
Yeah.
The reclear from Mata.
Scouting ult into mid, only sees the one player. Maybe less effective than Mata was hoping for. Will have to escape away. Didn't have a teleport to fall back on either. So now a Hunter's Fury just pulverizes Oxy in main. A beautiful angle. The Brock is working.
Main, but there's still Astra and Viper util here.
Yeah, there's also a Neon on the way. There's a Hunter's Fury that C9 are trying to use to find a way into the site. But it's a mess. It is a mess. You've still got Penny lurking around in mid. C9 froze in the mid round and never found the correct answer.
The whole round, they wanted to end that into an A split.
The
Viper Orb cycling, though, dissuaded them. And the timing on that reclear from Mata was so good. Popping the ult back into mid. They didn't have any other info tools left. And in realizing the rotation was coming, that's what primed the 2 anchors to ready on site. And for Brock to rip that Hunter's Fury. As soon as Oxy's dead, taking B with such little time. That's what primed the 2 info tools left. And in realizing the rotation was coming, that's what primed the 2 anchors to ready on site. So good. Popping the ult back into mid. They didn't have any other info tools left. And in realizing the rotation was coming, that's what primed the 2 anchors to ready on site. And for Brock to rip that Hunter's Fury. As soon as Oxy's dead, taking B with such...
मोटे के हाथों में पसीना आ गया भोसड़ी वाले
But C9 have the TP ready to go if they want it.
Oxy गया, Oxy जाएगा मेरे.
Again, taking their time.
Oxy mid क्यों hold कर रहा है इतना?
Now trying to look for something. Scuba on top.
Oxy गया. What?
4 in the blink of an eye from Scuba. And Vic sent packing. No chance to play for. You know Scuba is hungry for it.
Ace क्या?
You know the rest of NRG is trying to set him up for it. Brock jumping around. The human drone walked in. Scuba waits and taken it down. The ace ripped away.
You can't just turn and chant ace for Vic now, guys.
I mean, you could. Would it make any sense? No. Is there a chance to win this round with the spike out in the middle of A? Okay.
They don't care.
I don't think Vic cares, guys. It's really sad. He's lost touch.
Yeah, he's just gonna save this round. Boy, that was brutal. The drone saw Scuba going into that corner initially. And I think they thought he walked back out in the interim. No, he just stuck around, stayed in that corner, picked the perfect timing to swing.
It feels like there's been too many times NRG have gotten players in positions that C9 just think are clear. Like you think Ethan
NRG वालों ने मारा ना एकदम ऐसे 5 बंदे
back at the start of this game.
And the thing is, even despite that, that should have been maybe 2 kills on these initial ones. But the flash, all of just the little pieces, the timing, the positioning, everything went his way. Mitch cheering it on.
Gotta love it.
With the NRG jersey.
Scuba, stoic as always.
An in-person hate watch, that's the next level.
Well, C9 are going to call their second timeout of the half here. Got 4 more rounds to try and put something together.
Yeah?
I don't even have a good question to ask you because I don't want to put you in the position that Imi is in right now.
I don't think he likes the position he's in. He looks stressed.
No.
Angry.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's already drawing up like the scrim plan for next week. You know, it's like this is what we're working.
Just get ahead on some paperwork. This one's cooked, boys. Certainly feels that way.
I mean, the money is botched in this next round for C9. So
yes,
if anything's going to happen, it needs to come in the rounds after this. But
so when we looked at NRG, a team who just came off winning champs, the big things for them was that they mastered the waylay, they mastered that is one of them.
That's
but
the biggest thing. Sorry.
They were like the forefront team of the new meta. The changes to the game of Corrode's introduction. And I think one of the keys for them heading into Stage 1 2026 was being great on Breeze. They're looking to prove that right now. Already up 7-1.
Yeah, because everyone's going to be banning the Corrode. Just about everyone, you would imagine. And people might need to start considering their Pearl, every other map in the pool. Might need to consider better luck in the bracket.
Yeah,
Oxy सबसे पहले मरी जा रहा है. ये तो कहाँ से है वो?
Better luck in general. C9 haven't really found any of it so far this game.
वो अभी तो कहाँ से आता ना?
I think really just destroyed this half for C9 is that round they lost over on B where both Penny and Zelsis used the ults. Right, they're 2 biggest ults on the map, right? And because these rounds are so lopsided, right? Like C9 are getting so few kills consistently that those 2 players are still halfway across from getting those ults back online. That snowball just in full effect now.
And a scenario I've seen many times, NRG up a man, playing back, waiting as Cloud9 hope for an opportunity that they just haven't gotten. That is unlucky, to say the least.
Womp, womp.
Mid. Nice.
And Brock ready to deliver some more bad news to C9. Dart comes in.
Penny gaya.
And once more, 4 for the IGL.
What a round, bro.
Casual 4K, 8-1 now.
That's back-to-back 4Ks, actually.
I mean, this first kill is just brutal.
I really liked how he approached those angles there. Nice control out from Ethan. But this is the round I'm looking at. If C9 are going to have a chance in this game, it is time to show up.
They've gone for these fast mid rounds with a stun towards Nest, and Oxy running up before this one. A little bit more tempered to start, but now they activate.
It's the stun that hits both Nest and also the walk down from tunnel into elbow. Very effective at a round opening. It's given C9 a lot. Still, though, they're so heavy in mid that breaking through a main is going to be tough, so it might be a forward mission. A little jump up now from Oxy. Brock waiting for it, takes him away. He's so thirsty for more frags.
And look at this walk up. Ethan is just been...
क्या? क्या?
आवाज आ रही थी तेरे को?
नहीं.
Zelsis is kind of alone. Look at C9. They've got a player in mid. You've got Vic going on a mission.
But
back to enemy spawn.
For backside. Penny needs to do something here, and he shoots the clone. Has to TP away.
Back into double doors now. And does have the dimensional drift. If he needs to secure the round. There's a stun. Trent set up this fight. Penny gets the first, runs out of bullets and taken down. So it's still a 2-on-2. Or rather, 3-on-3. I tell a lie, the HUD is broken. It's a 2-on-2.
Yep.
Everybody lock in. Vic is locked in.
And time is just basically gone at this point.
Nope.
That's it. That's a round for C9.
And Vic is, looks like he's losing his mind there. Still some excitement in the C9 camp. And still not out of it. That was the round. I cast them win that round.
Yeah, and they did it. And they punished a little bit of energy. They've been so disciplined today, playing in spawn when they're up numbers. Here they got a little greedy, I think. The swing out from Brock after the shorty kill. Kiko hard committing to the fight top mid. So a door has been opened. How far in can they get with that?
What I'm interested in now is Kiko going for the operator. Again, poking down into mid, getting in front of the stun. A lot of just full sprints through that one. C9 have ideas to split into this B site. Penny cutting back down into mid, trying to get some scouting, but does not actually spot Mata.
This flank timing could be so good.
And this is awkward too. Pulling out of the dimensional drift. Brock again locks it down with the push through mid as well. C9 have been routed.
And Chrissy, that's Vic dead. They have no smokes, and they're still not out of main.
Oh, with the teleport being set up, NRG are gonna have 3 bodies here. They've still got the operator as well.
No smokes, no dive. How the hell do you get past it off?
Well, maybe it starts missing. Zep also tucked into the corner. But C9 need more shots to connect. Need some more help, but it's not going to be there. And just after C9 went around, it is just shut out immediately. That was quick.
Big credit to Mata. That fast timing on the flank was excellent. Hard reading that with a dimensional drift in play, it's likely to be a harder execute from Cloud9. And taking that chance to immediately push through. And not only get a pick, but kill the smokes.
Bro, I just styled on Penny, bro. You saw.
It's true. Back-to-back rounds. Dominates Nest.
So 1 round left in the half for Cloud9. Try and string something together. And NRG set up for a bit of a fight towards A main. A crossfire with bait from the Neon.
There's a Rolling Thunder, but they're in front of it. NRG are actually in front of the Rolling Thunder right now. With what Zelsis was looking for. First kill goes to Mata. And the stall is still there. Scuba trying to extricate himself from that position. And Zelsis still had not pulled the trigger on the ult.
At least they still have it to re-exec. But now without Oxy.
A lot harder to capitalize off it now.
And he walks back into the corner.
Is he in front of it again? No. Pushed up goes Kiko, and he still gets one! It is ridiculous, and Scuba as well once more. He's not slowing down either. He's going on a mission.
10-2, 10-2, 10-2.
Full pressure on C9, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. NRG will take another 10-2 half.
I'm disgusted by what's happening.
It's ridiculous.
They're just laughing it off. It's actually, there was like 4 players in that corner at some point this round, and I think every one of them got at least a kill. Brutal stuff. 10-2. Cloud9 scamper into the second half after this.
Esports and
आओ हमको सर्चिंग कर रहे थे ना ये सेल पे क्यों देखेंगे हम
सेल देखो वीर जी सस्ता
ये मंगा लूं क्या बहन चोद ये बहुत लोग पहन रहे हैं बिंग्स वगैरह
पूरा सेट है नीचे से लेकर ऊपर तक का वो
बिंग्स वगैरह सारे पहनते हैं $100 नहीं मंगाना छोड़ो वो सस्ता बहुत है जो सस्ती चीज ये मंगाना $30 बहुत बहुत सस्ता है सस्ती चीजें तो हम छूते नहीं क्यों नहीं भाई
क्योंकि पेमेंट मेरी तरफ से जा रही है
हैं
क्योंकि पेमेंट मेरी तरफ से जा रही है
नहीं अगर आप मंगवा दो तो आपका भला होगा भाई इस चड्डे में ऐसा क्या है ये $50 का है
बास्केटबॉल शॉर्ट्स है
तो इसमें ऐसा क्या है ये तो बहनचोद 100-150 में मर रहे होते हैं यहाँ मैं खरीद के लाया हूँ
तो ले ले वहां से
पर वो नहीं मिलता ना जैसा मेरे को चाहिए इस पे भी नहीं है वो शायद चैंपियंस वाला शायद सिर्फ एनआरजी वगैरह को ही मिलता है रुक तो जरा वैलोरेंट स्टोर लो दिखाओ अच्छा ये तो वैलोरेंट का शॉप है ये क्या है बे ये क्या है नेक्स्ट लेवल की बक भोसड़ी है बिन बात की प्रमोशन क्यों करें ये क्या है भाई क्यों नकली माल पत्ता बना के रखते हो भाई तुम सेंटिनल शॉप अच्छा बहन चोद
ये तो अभी तेरे लिए मंगा मैं
चोद
ये 1 महीने बाद तेरे को मैं दे सकता हूँ इशू 1 महीने अगर तो वेट
$16,000
इशू देख तेरे पे 2 ऑप्शन है
हाँ
या तो तेरे बर्थडे पे तेरे को ये मिलेगा माउस
नहीं मेरे को माउस ये $16,000 वर्थ इट तो नहीं है
रुपए
चाहे वो ऐसी अच्छा ₹16,000 में वर्थ इट नहीं है चाहे भैंचोद लोहे के डब्बे में दो तुम ठीक है झाट बराबर भी वर्थ इट नहीं है शुरू हुआ क्या नहीं हुआ वैलोरेंट शॉप पे जाके चेक कर सकते हैं क्योंकि इस पे बढ़िया माल मिल रहा है इसमें ये क्या है हुई 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 नहीं चाहिए हाँ भाई
सेल पे जाके देख
यार ये मंगवा सकते हैं सेल पे क्या है अच्छा ये सारे सेल पे चल रहे हैं क्या अभी रेना किल जो है जेट फिनिक्स माउस पैड अच्छा ये तो उसका शायद ये है वैलोरेंट की दूसरी गेम सेल पे तो
वैलोरेंट की
राइट की सॉरी ये है लीग ऑफ लेजेंड्स का ये भी लीग ऑफ लेजेंड्स ये भी लीग ऑफ लेजेंड्स ये भी लीग ऑफ लेजेंड्स ये का है इसमें क्या आता है
शॉप ऑल पे जाके देख शॉप ऑल
सॉरी इस पे आएगा ना
ये तो जुराबे वगैरह आ रही है रहने दे
माल पानी भी बहुत महंगा है यहाँ तो
चलो बीजी पीछे जाके देखो क्या पता शुरू होने वाला हो टाइम आउट बस 2 मिनट का होता है बीजी मैच शुरू होया हुआ है वो नहीं दिखा रहे वो
अच्छा
and then very quickly rotate through mid.
Yeah, you saw
to be able to
walls
fight it out.
sometimes like this on the old map. I didn't really expect people to do it as much after the changes, but here we are with a little forward fight.
Oxy as well, through the box.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
shying away from
lady,
that fight.
C9.
3 for him and C9, string 2 in a row.
It's just eco frags, but I think he needed that. 2 kills map 1.
Gone.
It was a brutal start here on map 2 as well. Only getting 4 kills in that first half. But gets a couple added onto the tally here.
Bravo. Nice. Let's go! Around! I got the shot. Oh my god.
And if nothing else, even if they're getting stomped, you give Cloud9 a round and they'll give you some energy back.
Just love to see the boys up there having fun.
Let's see how long the fun lasts, though.
Yeah, this is the testing round. Can they get a bonus themselves?
NRG's won 2 of them today.
Mm-hmm. C9 probably need this to make an honest go of things. So far, NRG are waiting to see where that forward play is going to be, but I like how C9 have set up in mid again. Just very nice off angles, complementary angles, and holding onto that breach stun ready the second a player sees a body.
Kiko just feigns the door. So they rotate back towards A. This kind of heavy mid-fighting Cloud9 is doing, they'll practically always be playing for the retake, but their comp is suited for it. The double duelist in the breach. And in a lot of ways, this becomes a repeat of the pistol round. Their NRG forward fought, got cut down completely. How do they approach it this time?
Looks to be somewhat more reserved. Still a fight on the left side as Mata tucks himself right against these double doors. Seems like he wants to be the one taking the forward fights. And I like it. Not often you see it as another smoke goes down, giving him a pocket to work into. Oxy reads him like a book and gets the first kill in this round. Still another duelist lodged in backside. Kiko, peppered by utility, tucks himself in, dodges the flash, but taken out once more. C9 have the pieces to make a real go at this round, and they're going to continue to come up heads on it. As the smoke goes down, Oxy for 4. C9 are in this game.
The bonus they needed. Oxy did so much that round. Through the edge of the smoke, catches just a glimpse of Mata as he was fighting up. Takes that kill, joins in with his teammates to full clear back sight, and then has the awareness to be ready for Ethan's reflank. If Ethan lives there, not only does he have a pull, but he also has a second layer of pressure to win that post plant.
First NRG timeout of today?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, why would they have timed out map 1 or the first half?
To ice C9, I don't know.
Yeah.
For fun.
Ice them after winning 1.
So Bonkar can sub himself in.
Yeah.
Like, give me a chance, guys. It's my time to shine.
Well, it's his time in this time out. Chat with the team. I would guess this is going to be about the approach to some of these post plants. Maybe looking to change up how they're doing things over towards A. That's how they've lost the 2 rounds that they really had a chance in.
Yeah, I mean,
first half.
I think there's also an element of realizing there's nobody been on A. And C9, there's no way they're playing 5 players on A. We need to probably get some idea of how they're holding on to this mid
space. And they have seen some of the mid fighting, but I don't think they've yet realized how heavy it is.
Yeah, honestly, on a round like this, NRG are heading in. It's going to be an eco for them. Sometimes like to see teams on the eco just go on more fact-finding missions, try to figure out what that default look is going to be in mid. Get a better understanding of how to break that heading into future rounds, because right now they don't really have much to work off of, all things considered, as they just keep running it into A over and over again.
For counterpoint, you know A is completely clear. You're going to be able to get a plant. Let's flip the round and see if we can win a post.
That's the play if you want to try and win the round, but odds don't look so good. It's a Bucky of all things in Kiko's hands. Trying to abuse that Neon a bit.
Recycling smokes, a bucket can get scary on a retake.
Taking advantage of the fact that they're not expecting to run into too much resistance on this side. Penny will teleport away, hearing those footsteps go forward, and again, NRG overwhelm the side. Again, they get forward, thanks largely to that smoke on your screen. It allows so much space to be taken. And now the slide forward for the drone. 1 for 1 at the start, but still it's 3 classics in NRG's inventory. Hard to make it go at much more of this. Oxy is running circles around 360 on that one. And NRG will be cut down one by one, and even after a brief pause, the rest of NRG will fall. C9 within by 4.
The approach on these retakes is looking good from Cloud9. Playing very patient and having all sorts of tools to break out. I think Neon Ult is just the best thing to easily win an anti-eco. When your opponents have Sheriffs, it is so hard to hit a guy like Oxy before he's going to be able to get that laser on your head. So okay, gap down to 4. But now we get to see what NRG learned. They're on a rifle round now. And are they just going to run it back? 4 times the charm on the A post.
The thing is, it's a little different out of C9 though. Zelsis is playing up on A, trying to set up Penny's operator. Maybe a full stun to take this line. That's exactly what it is. What a shot! Picks him right out of the air.
Looked like he wasn't ready. Flicks in time.
And yet still NRG are on this site. Fewer tools to fight. 40 is so quick with it. Takes Scuba's head right off.
So now it gets desperate for NRG. 3 on 5, and Cloud9 again just bide their time to play the set retake up in numbers.
ये तो C9 ने तो जवाब दिया भाई मुड़ के पूरा.
Mata right up on orange. Needs to pull off something. But taken out is IGL. And now the rest of C9 come on through.
1v4.
What a beautiful round. Penny's operator looking untouchable.
This game has gone from, what, a 10-2 to now feeling like we've just repeated the same round 4 times in a row. And suddenly Cloud9 is within touching distance.
C9.
Credit to Penny here. These shots were just lovely.
They're all flicky, they're all quick, and they're all perfectly accurate.
Just such a flexible player he is. Whether it's playing the Viper, switching onto the Duelist, rifling, opping. He's really shown it all throughout his tenure, despite having so few opportunities since his early days on V1 to actually show what he's got on a Tier 1 team.
So NRG back to the well. A main again. Did they practice their B execs? I'm not even sure. Just still running through the A playbook, and now a very deep Viper's Pit. Not every day you see something like this. Vic, though, just mowed down, because where else could he be playing?
NRG in the game.
Too simple for Mata to figure that one out. Now the Cosmic Divide giving so much more space to NRG.
A wrinkle of this round is the late flank.
Camilla
Scuba
spamming
waiting
Zulu.
in mid. Hearing Oxy's footsteps.
Yeah. Scuba waiting for it. Scuba on the right side of the wall heard that door open, but didn't know maybe that there could be another player moving in. Ethan holding. Ethan down, but there's another backup layer. Brock shuts it down. Now Penny.
Scuba, he's been on his world tour, finally coming back into play.
It's not planted for him, though. Zeppa has an opportunity here. He can win this fight on this side of the wall. Not going to happen. Does NRG get another?
No time.
And the clock is working against them. Zeppa will play for an exit. We'll get his and run on out of there.
1v1.
NRG have finally stopped the crowd.
Maybe they gotta change the definition of stupidity, because NRG on yet another hard A hit make it work. This time though,
it's the definition of insanity, Mimi, doing the same thing over and over again.
Well, maybe I'm the definition of stupidity. I don't know.
Might be.
The wrinkle though is having that reflank in the lurk. Cloud9 thought with the Cosmic Divide up, they could make noise for Oxy pushing through and still be unknown on that flank. But with a lurker there to cut a player down, made that retake so much more difficult without that initiator utility, and set him up as insurance at the end of the round.
Once more into the fray. This time, though, Mata using the dimensional drift through mid. And that's going to mean that Zelsis can't take out any utilities. Too cautious, Ethan. Following that, Yoru sets up beautifully and pinching back into the operator. It's a really nice call of a round out of Ethan. Now Hunter Shi on top of it as well. Kiko playing off of that too. I mean, every single piece of the puzzle is coming together now for NRG. And the late lurks as well, finally clipped away at. How does C9 work back in here? There's so much threat of a flank as the door opens. A Viper's pit too. Penny trying to scout out for his team. If anyone's gonna make it happen, it's him on the recon mission, but now as he pulls away and more utility comes down as Vic falls and the rest of the team too. NRG advanced to map point.
So NRG, they heard about the cool new game mode, all random one site. Didn't have a chance to play it. So thought maybe we run it in an official. Just go A every time, see what happens.
Yeah, the B side of the map is blocked off from them. Physically can't go there, it seems.
Spectator client just doesn't show it, but.
What's crazy is the more C9 started playing to hold this A site, the worse it's been going for them.
Yes.
When it was just the 5-on-5 retakes, everything was dandy. They had five round wins in a row.
And now it's, instead of just a hard hit into A main, a heavy play for mid.
Yeah. On the Yoru ult, NRG saw a little more information here last time. Trying to work off that for a fight. This time it's to the door, traded out instantly. And Oxy in the corner! He needs a little bit more, he's looking for it. He's hunting, and he's good for it too. Shuts it down completely, and yet Brock.
Okay.
2 1-on-2. Still forced to recover the spike. Swing comes in, Zeppa, absolutely fearless. Vic says it's not over just yet.
What great work from Oxy. He had an absolutely brutal start to this series. The first map and a half, practically nothing going for him. But now he shows up with some truly incredible movement.
Nice, boys, let's go.
What is this Viper wall? C9 reinventing the wheel, not in exactly the wrong round because NRG got the role of the B site in all random one site. Penny here, and Zeppa covering his back. It's a little bit awkward just sending Kiko into his death, NRG. The idea seems unclear to me at present moment as Oxy just sprinting through a main are running NRG down.
Brock's gonna try and do something heroic again, but of course, not even he could win a 1v5.
Can we just watch that all back again?
Yeah, please. So it starts with just the Neon being sent into B, pretty much alone. Zeppa catches him, and then Oxy, while that's going on, pushes through the flank, kills the mid lurker, and from there it just crumbles.
That's going to be one I'm going to need to check out in the VOD again and try and put together the plan that NRG was running. NRG, of course, now...
This is getting close.
Yeah. And NRG are choosing to save here.
Yeah, that buy is not good. They faking A, trying to walk it into B. He's putting some presence here, which Oxy is happy to receive.
Let's go.
Adding insult to injury. Seems like after playing so many rounds as a collective, NRG in this separate approach has not paid out by any means. See if Kiko can do anything on this Bucky, sliding forward off his stun. He's good for it. That's a gun to be picked up as well.
He's going in for more. Knows he has to win this round for his new team.
So aggressive in front of the flash too. So patient. There he is. Worried about the flank as well, but the lasers from downtown remove any real chance in this round. Scubra peddling a sheriff.
1v2. Spike उन्होंने प्लान करा है फटने वाला.
Not too concerned about the spike. Scuba
1v1
has time on his side. Has plenty of time to make
Let's
it.
go.
Delivers a fatal blow to C9 for the Red Bull clutch.
And that's it. A brutal 2-0 victory against this Cloud9 squad. The world champs return with a vengeance. And the way that they finish this.
Love a little eco win at the very bitter end out of Scuba and the rest of NRG. The second map looked a whole lot closer, but honestly, NRG delivered. Coming back, bouncing back in a big way into 2026.
Figuring out finally how to make that A site work. Cooking up some more interesting rounds to close it. The team play looked so on point for this squad. I think answering a lot of the questions, being a former champ, coming into this year. Are they good on Breeze? Looks solid. Have they integrated Kiko well? At least from first looks, seems so. He played so well map 2 on that Neon.
Yeah, this NRG team, a true force to be reckoned with. Even with a new man in the squad, NRG have looked very good. Packed arena as well, providing support to the NRG boys up there on the stage, starting their year off in the right way. And I mean, the beginning of this map in particular, you think about this round from Scuba just playing in the pocket.
एक बारी को तो एकदम ऐसे हो गए थे भाई हार जाएंगे अब बट भाई व्हाट अ क्लच भाई व्हाट अ क्लच
For Cloud9 now, they head down to the middle bracket. Not necessarily an enviable position, but sometimes you get the draw of the champions.
Good news for them in the middle bracket. They probably don't have to play NRG for a while.
Yeah.
So in one way, they got the nasty game out of the way early on. Worry about some other opponents before potential rematch down the.
Next match शुरू होने में कितना टाइम है?
देख लेते हैं अभी.
NRG and a great showing to kick the year off.
It really was, and I like a lot of the comps they showed. I think that this approach that they ran on Breeze is going to be pretty popular. The double smokes, double duelists. Not only is it good in theory, but I think in practice, in terms of their roles, it just makes so much sense. Those two smoke players have so much freedom, and then Kiko.
नहीं just asking वीर
यार ये मिल जाए ना यार. इसमें sizes क्या क्या है? रुकिए.
ईशु भाई आपकी 2 घंटे की स्ट्रीम हो गई पूरी.
इसमें साइज नहीं है. आउट ऑफ स्टॉक भाई. ऐसा कौन खरीद रहा है भिंचो? ये माल भाई बिकता भी बहुत है. ये भाई ये चीज है भाई. ये तो बहन टोपा सा. धातु 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 क्या चीज है यार.
कल किसका मैच है?
कल सेंटिनल्स और किसी के साथ तो है सेंटिनल्स का कल. ये क्या है बहन जो $800 का
कपड़ा होगा. $800 का नहीं होगा. दिखा तो कोई है क्या है? वांट पोस्टर है ये तो.
ये यार ये क्या है क्या ये?
वांटेड पोस्टर है. ये उसका तो नहीं है अपना वैलो का.
उसका लीग ऑफ लेजेंड्स का. अबे ये याद करना निशु. रुक जा अभी तेरे को याद आएगा.
ऊपर आ तो रहा है गेम का लिखा हुआ. अबे गेम का नाम लिखा आ तो रहा ऊपर. आर्केन लीग ऑफ लेजेंड्स.
याद कर यार ये गेम निशु. इस कैरेक्टर से.
हाँ चलिए. हाँ याद आ गई.
पबजी में जब आया था.
हाँ
इनका इवेंट है. क्या सीन चल रहा है? अच्छा अभी तो इनके मजे ले रहे हैं. ये क्या है? सॉफ्टवेयर
कुशन है.
अच्छा
कुशन
ये लड़की क्लोव बनती है. ये क्या है? हैं? समझ सा नहीं आया कुछ. क्या है क्या ये?
गिफ्ट कार्ड.
अच्छा कर दो फिर.
ईशु भाई 5-10 मिनट रुको. मैं आ रहा हूँ. मैं उस पे ही हूँ. डिस्कॉर्ड पे ही हूँ मैं. ठीक है.
तू कहाँ चली?
अब मैं एक सेकंड आ रहा हूँ.
आ जा आ जा. ओके भाई लोग हम तेरी फालतू की चीजें जो देख रहे हैं हम सीधा एक काम करते हैं ना, एक सेकंड, नाम क्या है इसका, अच्छा जी। तो भाई लोग हमने मंगाया ये वाला कीबोर्ड, ठीक है। और अब जो अगली हम चीज़ लेने वाले हैं यहाँ से, या तो ये वाला माउस, ठीक है, अरे नहीं इस वाला यहाँ है ना, या तो ये वाला माउस, ये भी बहुत हल्का है, ठीक है। ये तो सारे इनके माउस पैड आ गए। इन्होंने माइक भी लॉन्च किए हैं, और इनका ये फ़ोन कूलर है, लैपटॉप कूलर है, मतलब इनके प्रोडक्ट्स। इन्होंने रिंग लाइट भी लॉन्च कर दी। अच्छा, मैंने इनका कीबोर्ड भाइयों पहले भी यूज़ कर रखा, बहुत बढ़िया क्वालिटी होती है। इन्होंने माइक भी लॉन्च कर दिया। भाई माइक मेरे को यूज़ नहीं करना आता, सच बताऊँ, वरना मैं पक्का मंगाता। नेक्स्ट चीज़ हमारी वेबकैम है, ठीक है। वेबकैम भी हम इसका ही, क्रियो का ही यूज़ करेंगे। जो कीबोर्ड हमने मंगाया है वो है ये, ठीक है। एक बार ये लुक चेक करो भाई, कांड फाड़ लुक है भाई इनके कीबोर्ड की। उसमें एक ये तुम्हें ब्लैक कलर मिल जाएगा और एक ये तुम्हें वाइट कलर मिल जाएगा। इनका जो मैंने कीबोर्ड यूज़ किया था वो मैं तुम्हें दिखा देता हूँ, ठीक है। कहाँ गया, ये रहा। हाँ, इनका जो कीबोर्ड मैंने यूज़ किया था वो है ये भी तुम्हें ब्लैक और वाइट कलर में मिल जाता है, ठीक है। तो इस बार ही मेरे को ज़्यादा खर्चा नहीं करवाना था अपने भाई का, तो इसीलिए मैंने भ, भ, हाँ, इसीलिए हम इसमें मान गए, क्योंकि इसकी लुक्स चेक करो भाई एक बार, ये चेक करो भाई, फुल वाइट क्लीनेस्ट कीबोर्ड, ठीक है। और ये वाली यार, अगर वायर किसी को पता चलेगी कहाँ से मिलती है तो मेरे को बताना। एक सेकेंड, अब बैठे ही हैं तो यहाँ पे सर्च ही कर लेते हैं ना। वायर, ठीक है। नहीं यार, नहीं यार, नहीं यार, नहीं यार, वो मैं भाई लोग तुम्हें बताऊंगा, ठीक है। अभी मैच क्या चल रहा है। आहा, एंट्री शुरू हो चुकी हैं। अभी
past Kezan and Extra to kind of finish the rest of the kills, and he got some insane multi.
Yeah, tall tasks were being asked from these two substitutes, and they came in and they looked good in the process here. But as we look at the core of the NV team, one of those members, Inspire, had an opportunity to catch up with Elizabeth earlier on today.
Now, Inspire, congratulations on your first win in VCT Americas. But now that you have had time to kind of cool down from it, you're going to be facing a super team of MIBR. What is your strategy going into that? And can we expect you to do a little bit of trash talk like we saw on stage?
I feel like our team has nothing to lose, you know. We're coming up from Ascension. We know, like, we earned our spot here. So playing them more for me mentally, or maybe for our team, is like, it's just a gauge of how good we are. We put in a lot of work. We got the win yesterday. Okay, like, we deserve to be here. Now, like, how far can we really take it? And, like, beating them will, like, tell us a lot. The trash talk, that was more for, like, defending my teammates. You know, this guy's standing up. I got to yell back at them when I get around. You know, I'm the type to, like, talk whether I'm losing or winning. But, like, I'm not going to start it. Okay. If they want to yell, I'll yell back.
All right. We'll hold you to it. Best of luck.
Now, I think it's really important to note here that my boy, Baby J, as a matter of fact, not Inspire. Baby J comes from Halo. And over in the world of Halo, where I'm from, we talk a lot of crap, okay? That's kind of our whole bread and butter. So it's not all that shocking to see Inspire going out there making risky plays, but also letting his opponents know that he's here and that he's going to make his presence felt in the server.
For sure, and I really love that in the interview he was talking about how he had that mentality of nothing to lose. They know they deserve to be here. Actually, for MIBR, it's a lot more to lose. So they kind of have that super explosive, just try to play our game, try to get on site, try to get those kills. We don't really care who we're facing, because at this point, every single person is supposed to be better than us. We are the underdog, and that mentality, I think, plays a huge part into it.
Yeah, and especially with Inspire, the bold plays that I was seeing out of him, like we saw in that B-roll there, is him just being on top site. It really felt like he was kind of defying the unspoken rules of Valorant. You know, when you're kind of playing retake on a site, you go at one and you fall off. Yeah. This guy would get one and then jump on top of site and peek over his Viper wall to go for more. It never ended.
Yeah, his stats were crazy. He was holding it down. We talked a lot about being a sentinel and holding down that site. He was a controller holding down the site almost every single time as that Viper, and it was really insane seeing him play around with his util.
Now, of course, the IGL Poppin did struggle a little bit in that series, you know, and he admitted as such as well. This is actually what he had to say in our Verizon post-match interview.
I mean, for me, there's no doubt in my mind we will be the best team if I show up. Like, we're in a 4v5 beating EG. I mean, hold up, wait a minute. We're playing quite well. I mean, all my teammates are the best in their role, just absolutely dominating. And if we can keep this version of Envy and maybe me a little bit more, we're going to beat any team.
Hey, a lot of confidence there from Poppin, and you're gonna need it, buddy, because while Envy did manage to pass that first test on the America stage, they're being sent straight to the final boss, because this next match is gonna be against Aspas and his newly formed team of Titans, MIBR. Emily, this squad looks scary. Zekin and Aspas on the same team.
Yeah, I mean, even having the original, I think it was the Lev trio of Tex, Mazzino, and Aspas, like this whole squad has chemistry already, and I think that on top of the raw firepower that they have going into it is insane. And the only question for me is that we have two duelist players, we have two innies, and we have one sentinel. Who is going to be playing what? Like, I don't know who's going to kind of swap off their roles and have to pick up a brand new one, and will that have any effect on this supposed super team going into their first match?
Yeah, you think that's going to really play effect into their playbook, especially because you want to have that fight for that fragging potential. You're going to see a lot of these players going for those hero plays because they do have that duelist mindset, like you said, as well as that winning mindset. But as you can see here, Zekin, Mazzino, and Tex joining this squad. It's going to make it really roundabout standout players. Every single one of these players is really good at their roles that they do play. But again, like you said, Emily, what exactly are their roles?
Yeah, they're good at the roles that they were playing in their previous team, but now, you know, they're kind of all getting mixed around and switched up, which I think is certainly going to create a lot of question marks. And I think the other thing too, Emily, you got a team with this amount of prolific players. There's a lot of pressure that's also being mounted on these guys too, because this is yet another big OSPAS experiment built around him.
Yeah, I mean, especially coming in from the fans, they all want to see these individual players succeed, and putting them together like this, it does give them a lot of pressure. But with the experience behind them and already being like those star players, having lived through having those high expectations placed on them in previous seasons, I think they'll be fine.
Okay, but we got to talk about it. We got to talk about the elephant in the room.
What's that?
Super teams.
That's right.
Do they work?
Actually, you should see the poll down there. Let us know in the chat right now. Super team. Is MIBR a super team? Yay or nay? Yes or no? Let us know, because we're going to show the results here as we talk about it. And the reason why is because Shopify Rebellion's Alexis, who I'm sure you both are very familiar with competing against, had some thoughts. And one of those was that MIBR is going to be a flop in 2026.
You know what? I kind of get it. I kind of get it. Personally, I don't think so. But I kind of get it, because super teams always do tend to flop. I feel like we've seen so many iterations of super teams coming onto the stage on VCT, and every single time it feels kind of like an ego war. Like, there are players that want to go for a lot of those things.
80% saying it is. By the way, I do want to note everyone here as well. Alexis, I believe in you, kid. Okay, you can get on Celebrity Jeopardy. Okay, I believe in you. I got it in with Ken Jennings on Blue Sky. I'll hit him up.
So funny.
Okay, no, but they're saying 80% yes on the super team. Alexis is saying it's not. They're gonna flop. Yeah. You're giving me the cope. We got all the.
It is cope for sure.
Or the hope, the cope. I don't know.
I mean, the thing about this team though is that the problem with original super teams, or most super teams, is that they do have those big egos. You find them fighting a lot to have that star power, but then now you have these stars that all are actually kind of cool, calm, and collected. They don't have that ego in the game, in the server. They do, but their personalities just aren't like that, where they would clash with each other.
Yeah, we already know that majority of these players play well together, just because they have in the past.
True.
Yeah, no, and if anything, you got a lot of soft-spoken individuals, but that actually might be a very good thing for this team, just to kind of get their ideas out there clear and calm. All right, now let's go ahead and hear from one of the new members of the squad. You may have seen him a lot in red, but now you better get used to him in blue. Here's Zekin with Elizabeth.
Now, Zekin, you were essentially the face of Sentinels, but here you are in an MIBR jersey, and you're going to be, I'm going to say this to the camera, you're going to be controller on MIBR. Talk to me, what is this new role on this team?
Just playing controller, throwing smokes, trying to support my team, being Ospas's water boy, things like that. Maybe you'll see some duelists too. Just have to wait and see, but it's been a lot of fun so far.
Best of luck.
And yet again, another reason why the pride of New Jersey continues to impress us all. Now, Zekin coming into this one, and also Elizabeth too, both prides of New Jersey. Now, of course, Zekin is coming into this one, as we heard, in the controller role. I cannot help but feel like, Myrna, that this smells a little familiar, like Tens in Sentinels.
Someone else with a Z.
Prominent duelist moving over to
up to someone.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. No,
following in footsteps,
but you know what? It worked really well for Tens. He really made a big turnaround in his playstyle to kind of fit for that controller role.
But Zekin wasn't. Like, I don't want to take anything away from Tens, because he's incredible.
Yeah.
But Tens, I think, was definitely feeling like, hey, maybe make this switch, this would work out. Zekin didn't really need to. He's still one of the greatest duelists in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, though, role swaps aren't really the end of the world, especially when you have a player like Zekin, who seems way more than
it's
willing
more the
to put
player
the work
than it
in.
is the role.
Yeah, exactly. Like, as long as the player is willing to and actually enjoys it and finds some sort of passion with wanting to learn a new role, and it seems like he's ready for that.
I think the thing is, too, is when you're in that controller role, you are probably going to be in majority of the clutches. The duelist, you're going in, making space, being picked off first, grabbing those crosshairs. But Zekin, he's going to be that water boy to Aspas.
एक बारी बस तुम टीम देखो, आसपास और ज़ेकिन, ठीक है, ज़ेकिन बढ़िया ड्यूलिस्ट, बट पता नहीं वो कंट्रोलर क्यों खेल रहा है. अब पता नहीं, क्या पता सरप्राइज हो ज़ेकिन कंट्रोलर ना खेल रहा हो. लेट्स सी भाइयों. सेंटिनल्स छोड़ के MIBR तो आए हैं, क्या सेंटिनल्स वाली परफॉर्मेंस यहाँ भी मिल पाएगी? कौन कौन है भाई चैट में? एक बार हेलो लिख दो, हमें भी पता लग जाए कि हमारा भाई कौन है जो इतनी सुबह सुबह 5 बजे उठ के हमारी स्ट्रीम देख रहा है। 5:30 बल्कि 5 भी नहीं। एंट्री चेक करेंगे।
Envy, a team built from 5 Radiant Rain Grinders, the team that grinded all the way throughout Tier 2 to ascend, and with the one-trick Yoru and a wild playstyle, actually showing a couple days ago that they can make it work at the highest level. And there was an unknown coming up with them, how these two subs will kind of fit in, but they made it work and they made it look great. We have Rossi kind of being in the middle of every single fight and getting those trades off, and Kesnet being the firepower that makes the playstyle continue to work.
And don't forget, Kesnet got a whole day to rest. So I think that's going to be a massive plus for this Envy lineup without a doubt.
Yeah, and every player...
आसपास आया नहीं?
E agora os seus adversários, make some noise, façam muito barulho para a volta do MIBR!
Brazilian. तो बोल रहा ना नीचे आसपास.
And here comes MIBR, a squad that looks like they could very well dominate the region, Myrna. This is step 1 in that process to see if that will come true.
For sure, you have these players that come from so much experience in their background, so high skill ceiling in their gameplay. You have players that have been part of that champs crew. Verno and Ospas, they've been in playoffs, coming out in those lower rounds, in the round 2 of champs playoffs. Zekin champs also, they got grouped, but it's okay because he's back to kind of prove himself. And all these players, they have so much to prove because they've been on this come up. A lot of these players have been the main top of every roster they've been part of. And these maps, I mean, I think this makes sense. The Envy on Abyss makes sense. We saw that yesterday. Emily, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, no, they're very unpredictable on Abyss.
You're getting hyper over
Envy
We've seen
और MIBR कैसे लिखा आ रहा है उन पे? उनके chosen maps हैं ये.
MIBR have witnessed how they play it. They know that they're going to be having that Viper lurk on attack, and they know that how they anchor sites, and they're always kind of ready to play for fights. So I could definitely see them kind of baiting those fights out and punishing that.
Do you think that MIBR, though, they're going to full send it? They're actually going to start running it down, feeling that disrespect? Because honestly, if you have firepower like this, I would tell my team to just hold them.
I mean, honestly, that's just fighting fire with fire, and I think that's more of a gamble.
One-sided match हो सकता है ये.
On the other hand, they could be playing a lot more back and kind of just letting Envy run it down into them.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I'm more on the side of I want to see MIBR really just set up an iron curtain and just not allow their opponents to get any kind of progress. Like, to me, that will an MIBR that controls the pace of the game that much. To me, that's what I'm looking for from this super team.
I feel like I agree with you guys, but also I'm feeling MIBR might want to set the pace of the game to
potentially, especially with Ospas.
Exactly, on their defense side,
shut them down early.
Yeah, shut them down early. Being a little more aggressive, taking those mains, proving that they are who they say they are, and who we think.
And I think it's important for Envy here to not give a care about who they're playing on the other side. You cannot look at the names there and put any value in them whatsoever, because if you do, you're going to get bopped. So let's take a look, though, at these agents and see what we have. We got the ISO coming out again here.
The double duelist definitely makes sense. The ISO, the Yoru, they did such a good job extra on that Yoru to set up the rest of his team. And then MIBR with that Cypher on Texas. Did such a phenomenal job playing that Cypher all of last year. And this makes a lot of sense. Maybe you guys were right, because I'm seeing a KO, I'm seeing an after.
All right, folks, this is it. Let's see how these two teams clash. Can the Ascended squad show us what they're made of, or will MIBR show the world that they are beasts? Let's send this over to your casters. Here's Brent and Sideshow for the call.
Yeah, one hell of a matchup that we got here as well. That Path to Pro team in the form of Envy get to really get to cut their teeth essentially against a team of MIBR, this super team that's been brewing in Americas. A real chance for them as well to potentially take a heavy scalp in the form of that team, who hasn't had much scrim time as well, to be completely honest with you, right? MIBR are coming into this season with the highest of expectations, but not exactly the most preparation compared to the rest of the competitors.
No, it's kind of unbelievable. You look at Envy on the other side, and Kesnit has only just arrived.
क्या मतलब ये मैच दूसरे राउंड तक
has been undergoing heart surgery, which was thankfully a phenomenal success, but that has left them without very much time to practice coming into this season. Have only been playing together for the last couple of weeks by the look of things. But the level of quality talent on this MIBR team is so high that the expectations are through the roof.
Just immediately, really. All in your face. Tag there from the cam. They're going to be holding this one back. Second shot dart as well. That's going to be potentially cancelled. That's a ton of chip damage. Cages to play around, potentially anchor towards the back of the sides, and shots going wild. Texas just rolling retreat all the way back, claiming multiple lives while he's at it. Leaves it just down to Kesnit and popping towards the back. Aspas gearing up. Cerebral player in terms of the way he wants to take these fights, and he's doubled up alongside Mazzino. It's an easy one for him. Popping now left into an impossible spot. Just with that Sheriff looking to see if he can get his way back out, but just caught on the tail end of things here. MIBR off to a strong beginning.
Chip damage was unbelievable.
That's crazy with the shock darts.
Oh, the shock darts caught a couple of players, and then Texas spamming into smokes, and they'd done about 200, 300 damage before they even saw a player.
And we were talking about the comps really just as they were loading into it. And Josh, you weren't happy with the Cypher, but you're immediately seeing so many ideas put in because of it.
Yeah, I think that I'm looking at the MIBR comp, and it looks like it's been pulled out of 2024.
Right, yeah.
It looks old. It looks like an old school version of what people will be running on Abyss. If anyone was going to be running Cypher in this game, it's not Inspire, it's X. So it does feel a little behind the times, but when you have players like this, maybe they just want to play a really solid fundamental game and allow Envy to crash upon the rocks. And I think MIBR with the Astra and the Cypher do have a lot of opportunity to just stand their ground on sites.
Sure.
I mean, here's the double trip setup, double cage setup.
They're very orchestrated, honestly, and Tech seems to have full awareness of what's going to be happening. Gate crash in your face. Doesn't really matter. Weapons in the hands of these Envy players, not enough to really get through any sort of opposition. Tech's just definitive in terms of the way he's holding this one down. Not much of the way he threats here. And a flash overhead. Perfection with the setup.
That's lovely to see Tex get on the board really early on. He's the player that I think a lot of the doubts have focused on. If you are a doubter of MIBR, it would be because Tex last year had a bit of a rough season. We know that he's been phenomenally good before. In 2024, for example, for Leviathan, with Aspas, they were able to get to top 3 of champs. But last year was a wonky season for him. It's great to see him start out on a good footing here. He's got the talent, it's just about getting it out of him.
Tex was running around the map there. It's going to be late setting up over towards A, but luckily Envy not looking to go fast.
Oh, it's a deep cam actually, isn't it? He's pushed all the way up to the spawn barrier so he can get this cam out. Right, deep into A main there. Broken. Gets him a little bit of information though. They know at least that they're A defaulting. Double smokes in mid. Zekan's going to calm that one out. And starts to pull attention towards the middle of the map. B weakened. Envy actually were doing very little of this defaulting in their game previously on Abyss. They're
sending it, really.
Yeah, they do like to just send it.
Right mentality. Mazzino not anticipating that Inspire was going to be up on that line.
I think usually that kind of push would work for Mazzino, but this round, Envy playing it a little more spread.
Dangerous work. That has 140 still. The shield wasn't intact. Kesnit would have been a goner. Gives him access towards it. Deep push and punish.
Very good.
Yeah, going toe-to-toe against the final boss. What you come to expect here. Verno as well. Quick cleanup over towards mid. Inspire no longer a threat over towards it now. X's turn to try and take a fight with the flash, but anti-position played. Big dart in as well. These players are finding it difficult to get through because it's all on board here. Envy take a fight forwards. Full aggro and aggression on the same page.
Really nice there from Envy. They recognize that they've got to make a play in that situation. Even with the better weapons, they're down in terms of numbers after taking a couple of scrappy engagements. And it's good to see them all fighting together. It's the exact same map pool as when they played against Evil Geniuses. And I do agree with the desk that by the time we got to the end of the series, Envy were playing pretty well together. But the start of the series, if you think back to Abyss, it was a bit disjointed, in my opinion. And so it's good to see that they've tightened that up a little. I think some of that is just because Kesnet had come fresh off a plane, basically.
Yeah. And the nerves as well. I mean, this is the biggest stage that these players have played on.
Yeah.
Even if they do have these chips on their shoulders in terms of wanting to prove themselves, it's...
I think nerves is such an interesting conversation with this team because they... Sometimes it feels like they're powered by spite.
Right, yeah. All confidence, all ego.
And when you play against a team like MIBR, everybody in every press conference is looking forward to playing against this team. Because they're the new hot super team on the block.
Sure.
And if you beat them, like, you're the guys to look at.
G2,
it would just be a massive upset.
G2 breathing a sigh of relief.
They've had
the target on their back for the longest time.
Yeah.
Now you've got NRG, MIBR.
But because MIBR are so new as well, I think people just want to play against them.
Yeah.
And certainly Exter said that. Exter was like, if there was one team he wanted to play against, it was against MIBR.
2-1.
Calling in from Poppin is a bit more spread defaulting to go into the pick. And doing a lot of 4-1s here with Inspire on the lurk rather than coming with them into the site.
Util being used. Dash proactive here from Aspas. Going to be that down towards his back. Clone forwards as well to absorb up most of that trip and chewing them up still into the cages. Is blind firing from MIBR, and they're going to see if they can wiggle their way out of this ones. Cloudburst on Cloudburst. No way!
No.
Aspas to playground on the site for a player like him, and he is not done yet. 3-piece in the round. Stunning stuff.
You're allowed to shoot him. You are allowed. Oh, that is slippery from Aspas. How has he gotten away with that? I think it was a blind shot that he took. Yeah, I don't think it was like, there's no assist there from a recon or anything like that. In the highlight, it looks a bit simple for him. But he was slipping inside of his Cloudburst, wiggling around that, gets away with it without being punished. Don't ask me how.
One of those players that when he takes the fights, he's just so intelligent in the way that he does it. And he has a lot of outs when he's playing on the jet. It's forced out an early timeout from MD.
इनके साथ तो अभी कल ही मैच हुआ है ना इनका.
Used the place that I always think about with Aspas as well.
परसों हुआ था ना इनका मैच तो जो ये हारे थे.
I was going to say split. You could literally name any map maybe, but pushed up on on his split defense and the way that he takes those op fights and his movement.
फिर आगे ये
I
हारने.
don't know. He really is one of a kind, isn't he? Because even the other flashy duelist players that you're thinking about, I mean, if you want to compare him directly to Zekken, who's taken a back seat in this roster. Zekken's a world-class duelist in his own right, but he's a bit more aggressive, selfless, willing to throw his body in there. Aspas is cool, calculated, really precise with everything he does and plays his life to perfection.
That's why everybody was really, I mean, myself included, quite excited to see them play together.
I think it's a perfect duo.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see whether, you know, how many maps in the pool is Zekken actually going to be playing duelist on? He hinted at it with that interview with Liz right before this. And that would push Zeno presumably onto being the main smokes player, so that might be somewhere where the roles are getting rotated.
We could buy for MV. So, other side of the timeout.
Main player is match में तो आसपास ही है ना.
In terms of the adjustments, but MIBR seem to be ahead of it.
दोनों एक ही टीम में
some mid exploration.
Yeah, info trip in mid, so that even when these 3 MIBR players decide to leave, they have a bit of info there. As we go into the next round, though, Kesnit's ultimate could end up being a real key thing for Envy to get back into this game.
Sure.
And this is where not having a Yoru could end up being a bit tough for MIBR.
Second, just trying to play his life here in a spot like that.
I thought he got the body block.
Yeah, almost. He was trying to go for it, I think. Might not have even given over a rifle. Quick adjustment, not on the target, not quite. Mazzino off onto the flank as well. It's good movement by Inspire as well, not making it an easy fight to be taken off onto the flank.
I think he did give over that Phantom because Exter's got one.
Right, there you go.
Don't think he brought it into the round.
Exter spotted out. Still holding it back and just not quite anticipating that the players are going to be that close. Forwards again, this retake is full throttle now. MIBR running away with it.
आसपास बहुत लो है.
For Envy, but very cleanly dealt
with. Oh,
the second falls. That's a position that we've seen a couple of people playing in that. Astra, I think it was Vic potentially playing in that spot, where you throw the cliff smoke, and then you can tuck yourself inside of it.
Yeah, if you don't guarantee to kill, you might guarantee the body block.
Yeah.
Send them straight into the depths.
So this next round, though, eyes on Kesnit. Because he can pop his shield, pop his ultimate, and try to drag somebody away. And I think Tex would be the primary target. If they can find the site that the Cypher's playing on. And normally these defensive teams, a lot of people are playing Yoru on this map. And so Yoru clone is something that you can use to put a lot of pressure back onto the ISO. Here, you don't have much.
There's 2 players tagged by the knife, so maybe I'll get a bit of information that it's not the full spread of players.
Grabbing Aspas wouldn't be half bad as well.
Yeah,
Take the guy with the op in
with
there.
The operator. I mean, I'd be scared. It doesn't matter. I mean, listen, it doesn't matter what gun he's got. He could have toenail clippers, and I'd be scared if I was pulled into a 1v1 with him.
I mean, Kesnit's no slouch, though.
Yeah, that's true.
And Kesnit's played against him many, many times, too.
It's real quiet here from Envy. We're hitting that minute mark.
Has been much slower pace from Envy today.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's respect on MIBR or a specific game plan that they think will work for them.
And that's going to be all in. Huddersfield is going off on the other side of things here. Verno's just trying to put a stop to it. This is
there goes the ISO ult. Nobody found.
Yeah.
It cleared heaven, but nobody scales off it either. That's a bit of a miss there from Envy. They didn't use the Sova utility to like confirm that there was a player for Kesnit to grab. He just sent it.
Maybe I'm going to be grouping up.
Okay guys, अब देखते हैं कि आगे से क्या होता है because maybe I think so अच्छे तरीके से चलेगा आसपास maybe I think so निकालने को निकाल भी सकता है नहीं निकालने को नहीं भी निकाल सकता है तो मेरे को लगता है निकाल सकता है
Yeah, Poppers is going to be sending it. Good damage. Clears the way, and this is a backstab approaching. Inspire. Sneaky business.
अगर आसपास
All
अगर
the way
guys
behind them. Just spotted out in the final few moments. Tapping away.
तो
There
भाई
it is.
मैच पूरा
Anticipating that
पूरा निकल
repeat.
गया
Aspas going to be looking to get away with this operator in his hands, but he's being chased. Inspire wants to take the duel versus him. Ready as anything, though.
Yeah, he only had about 46 HP, so one shot with the Sheriff.
Yeah.
And Aspas even managing to keep the op there at the end of the round 2, takes down Kesnit, who was hunting him in spawn.
Let's see guys, let's
Operator
see.
saved. Economy's still good for MIBR here. And even though Envy take the round, it was costly for them. I don't think they'll mind, though. Investing the ISO ult and the Sova ult into that one is fair game, and now Exit can continue some of that momentum. I think one of the things that I really like about Envy's composition is how many big ultimates you have to win rounds.
Ian Viva खेलने को देखो उन्होंने पिछला मैच अच्छा तो खेला था पर लेकिन इतना भी अच्छा नहीं खेला था.
We'll see. They can keep this rolling though.
It's quite an off-site setup over here towards B. Once the Euro
So
comes
maybe
through,
I think
Hex
so.
and Verno will be able to hold the ground.
Yeah, just offside. Probably because of the dimensional drift.
Hello.
Yeah.
You don't want to be caught out into the open. Hit's going to be dropped and layered on top of this one. But the spam into the smoke goes either way. These drones, but this is fast and loose now. MVR grouped up.
They haven't got plant down.
No, not yet. There's pressure mounting all over the place here. And that's spike drop down. Verno's just weaving in and out, using the cover of their own pit just to be a menace here. Play the rest of the team in. Tex lights them up. 2 kills for him. Pressure. Envy still no plant down. 2 players. I've seen Inspire wondering what can they do in a spot
अभी
like
तक
this.
तो फिलहाल तो ENVY ने एक पॉइंट ले लिया था. अभी आसपास वगैरह मेरे टीम से ले लेंगे जो लेना है.
That is timing. There's 2 players at the backs here. This is a massive play. Ready and waiting. Rossi activates, but Aspas right there to return that fire.
Can Inspire make use of this opportunity?
Nice popped off. This is going to be fast now. Just attempting to punish Aspas in your face. Not much you can do in a spot like that. 5-2.
He makes up for it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Aspas, just for a moment there, got timing. I mean, what was there? 2 seconds in it?
ENVY वाले
towards spawn instead of holding B-Link.
Tiniest of timings.
But he does make up for letting Verno and Zekin die.
Wow, no, the craziest time
आसपास
happened,
भाई
guys.
जीतना है.
We saw, bro. That's knocked Envy down onto an eco, though. And that's now 2 for 2 in rounds that I've seen them on the attack side, where they invest the Viper onto B and they lose. Same happened with the game against EG.
Yeah, it's getting a bit dire for Envy. You would have hoped that they were able to convert some of those rounds with the amount of ults they threw into it. And we could buy once more. Zekin's going to be the anchor player though, towards the back of the site. Verno looking to assist with potential dart. Vulnerable dealt with that snake bite. It's going to be sharp shooting on order. Zekin As low as anything, though. Just had to tank that snakebite just to not stand out into the open. Blind! Oh, my goodness! Help arrives. Verno and Mazzino. Stars of the show in a round like that.
And Zekin just has to sit there.
He's essentially bait.
He is. He's just bait. Absorbs a snakebite, absorbs the drone pressure, and allows Mazzino and Verno to get played in.
Nice! Bro.
बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत काला.
Yeah. He's a lightning rod.
There are many, many threats on this roster that you have to worry about. And I mean, Zekin's at the bottom of the scoreboard, 2 and 5. Does it matter? Not at the moment. MIBR is 6-2 up.
He's one of those players that understands that as long as you're winning.
Yeah, I don't think... kind of rare to have somebody so talented who is previously a superstar duelist without too much of that ego.
Yeah.
Really happy to take a backseat on a roster as stacked as this.
TP towards the top section of mid, so they have to use the drone here. Verno just getting that mid-run info, ensuring that it's clear, posting Aspas potentially back up. It's a precarious fight to take. Might just spot it.
Yeah, continuing to apply that pressure.
Way out into the open, yep.
Really good awareness from Aspas, clearing all of those angles. But yeah, Inspire's been activating a little earlier than the people on the other side. Is this a fake? Are they going to end up going back over towards B? It does feel spread and slow for Envy, but I'm not sure they're accomplishing too much with this early round pressure.
That's floundering, really.
Yeah, he's not looking to take that one, I don't think.
Holding it down. Calm, Nerve just spots it. Glimpse of a body, and the shoulder's all he needs. Aspas gearing up for that one. Another fight to be taken up, drafting away. What is that movement?
It's so
good. Damn. Just out of there. Able to be caught, and well, it's a bullet to the chest there. Texas happy to clean up the rest of it, though. So an instantaneous trade, and the ult barely not able to get out there. Rossi happy to take that fight again as an individual. 2v3. Ooh. Good shots. Lights it up. Best chance in a long while for Envy. Deciding how they want to take the rest of this.
I'm a little worried about getting into that smoke.
Up the ropes. What is occurring here? Down to the 1v1. Rossi versus Zekin.
Smoke v smoke.
Repositioning. Stars available for Zekin to work with. Ult on top of it as well if he really wanted to make the play happen, but just the star consumed. Drops down, forcing the issue. Jumping around. Would have heard that Rossi has jumped down here, but yeah, time running too short.
Wow,
round by Rossi.
There were some amazing shots in there. That is a really special round from Rossi. Great trade out as well. Playing off the back of Extra as they doubled up into ropes. Take a look at this one again. The little hop-up kill onto Aspas was nice. The one before that, really impressive too. Envy need rounds like this. That's only their third so far. Normally on the attack sides, when you've seen them in the past. In Ascension, for example, they're snowballing, destroying teams, bulldozing over them on the attack. This one's been a bit more patient, calculated. But they'd like at least to get, I think, Kesnit's ult online here and get some more value out of that. Last time it just swing and a miss.
Yeah, MIBR were entirely off site. Playing around the ultimates.
I think you've got to be worried about both of these ult orbs, though. When Aspas is feeling confident enough to push up and play aggressive angles, you saw him in the previous round, how he pushed into that A main space. Poppin's holding onto his drone, though. Not a tool that they had to work with in round 9. So they can drone in here, allow Kesnit to get a much freer orb. Oh, they just use the wall.
Yeah, use the wall to try and get up as much as they possibly can. That blind catches everyone, but crucially, no sound cues.
Are they not going to go for the ISO ult?
No one panicking. I think just the drone tags. The ISO ult might follow up, but Mazzino. So no command popped off here. That means no utility. No ultimates can be used to try and bail them all the way out. Damage done. Drop down, though, to the floor. Mazzino is going to be given up for the cause. Aspas going to be playing his life, trying to regroup with the rest of his team.
Oh, Kesnit got a knock, but he didn't get the ult orb because Mazzino's still technically alive.
Right. As Mazzino falls, so that's it. That's an ult online, which he can now use immediately at that. So that's Heaven cleared. Poppin taking the space off of it. 1v1 to be taken. Kesnit can't win it out. It's Zekin and Verno winning their individual ones towards it, and it leaves it in the hands of Rossi. But too much to deal with. Overwhelmed from every angle.
It feels comfortable here for MIBR. there should be a lot of threats, but I guess when you're winning your 1v1s at such a decent level, I don't think there was very much threat in that exec though either. Inspire's cleared up fairly easy. They've come in with a really clear game plan of trying to get Inspire activated on these mid lurks, but at this point I think it's quite readable. And they haven't been getting the most value out of the ultimates in general, to be honest with you. 7-3 though. Chances to recover the half, but I think best case scenario here would be an 8-4 for Envy, because the weaponry is looking real bad right now.
This round might be, like you said, a bit of a throwaway. Not going to be playing like it though. Team flash again. Big connection. Big group up. That's a knife. The tag's onto 4, so a lot of information going to be gathered. Mazzino stalling them out and slowing them down with a nade dropped at their feet.
I think Exeter wants to be playing for the orb here, so that you get a death and you have it online for the next, but I don't know whether anyone's even taking it.
No, not really thinking about it, but that's 2 waves of the Util. Moving past and away. Mazzino just dominating the angle in the smoke, underhanded with the flash. Inspire. Anti was played, and he does connect that shot.
All right.
Okay, blind fire into that smoke. Really making it nice and awkward for them. Verno feeling like he has to offload this Hunter's Fury just to buy a bit of time here towards the back of the site. No connections. A lot of players weak there. Could have been big and wrapping around all the way. Aspas. He's like Bates almost. What is occurring here with a game of timing? No way! Whips out a sidearm, and this is individualistic at its core. Envy finding it hard pressed to get anything done though in a spot like that.
No, what is going on over there at Spawn?
Just craziness.
I mean, Tex has got his back to Inspire the entire time, not realizing that Aspas is getting pushed. And Aspas is like, fine, I'll do it myself, I guess. And that's silly to begin with, but this brawl that happened in Spawn was, huh? No, man, no. There's no way. Again, it's the movement actually more than the aim that wins it for Aspas. But the aim's not bad. He's 13-3.
It's not missing.
No.
Round 12. Last chance and a half.
And they're not up to their ults.
No.
I want to see Envy prioritize getting those on board, because that is a huge win condition for them on the attack side. Exeter could have his already.
Quite aggro here from MIBR. More so than they've done in the past. That's shield, not even broken, I think. Kesnick can still just run this one down. But
how is he not punished there, Aspas, again?
Yeah. Clone's going to be broken. Right. Nade stalls him out.
Ult up collected though.
Yeah, and here it is, popped off. Dimensional drift forwards. Clearing the way for the rest of his team to follow up and through.
मतलब ये 3 मैचेस जब 3 मैचेस होंगे तब उसके या फिर क्या एक इसके बाद?
As the drift fades away. Oh my God, Mazzino! Just on it, man. Rest of the players also falling shortly afterwards. Rossi towards heaven has got to get something done, but again, these fights are just awkward. In terms of the manner that they're taking, and Mazzino is the one to steal the show and around like this. Inspire. No bullets, no problem.
They're finding themselves in some silly situations here towards the end of the half, but in terms of how the rounds have gone in general, it is clean stuff.
पूरा करके तो भाई मैं भी थक गया हूँ
थोड़ा सा. Reminiscent of the way that NRG were destroying Cloud9 early on in these matches today.
It very much feels like that tier gap, to be honest.
2 घंटे से ज़्यादा की हो गई है.
Just domination. 9-3 here for MIBR leading. We'll see what happens on the next half.
चले फिर. अच्छा इंटरवल हुआ अभी.
Can it be 9-3 कर? इशू भाई?
नहीं.
थोड़ा सा देख लेना है.
वीर जी बताते हैं आपको बहुत जल्द.
Machine learning engineering is a popular choice.
तेरी गांड में क्या कीड़ा काट रहा है?
किसके?
कैटी है. कलर अवेलेबल नहीं है. यार ये कीबोर्ड चेक कर.
are really showcasing that tier differential.
Yeah,
a bit like that, to be honest.
Yeah, get him.
Yeah, a bit like that.
Get him.
All the aggression in the world couldn't really help Envy towards the end of that half. This iron wall that was pulled up, MIBR holding their ground, didn't matter really the scenario that they were playing in, because perfectly happy to swat down the individual plays.
Yeah, I mean, if you just think about round 12, double pushed into spawn there, Envy, and had a player pushed in heaven, and all 3 of those players died without getting a kill. And you expect, if you're going to take chances like that, some of them to pay off. And I think that this is just an example of what happens when a team is ready for your shenanigans and also has the skill to be able to shut you down completely. I mean, the KDs are completely in opposite directions here between these two teams, as you would expect for a 9-3 game. As we head back into it, though, interesting to see that Aspas has got regen shield and a ghost here. So
investment.
Yeah, Mazzino taking the L, dropping the ghost to his teammate. And Aspas has been set up as the raid boss, the final boss.
It's going to be suppression across the board here with a shot dance. A fight taken. Envy fighting time for but a moment. A few seconds off, but now maybe potentially overextending when Verno is left to punish. It's damage done. You got 2 for the troubles. Poppin trying to go for that orb as well, but he's going to be sandwich squeezed now. Tex approaching alongside Zekken. Cautiously at that, looking for the clearance, but yeah, shot from behind. It's Rossi willing to help out.
They don't know where Poppin is.
No.
So Zekken still has to clear all of these angles, and a high-low looks nice.
Really does, yeah, they're going to be ready for this fight to be taken. Envy, pistol round win.
And good to see Poppin being able to win those duels where he really needs to. He was very critical about it. He was joking about it too, but he talked about how in that gaming as he was playing 4v5. He did all right in map 2.
Bro's falling for the fake reload 2026.
9-4.
So Envy full buy up into this one. Extra going for a Marshall. Full shields though. Double Spectre, double Bulldog. Respect on MIBR, looking to put that 5th round on the board.
Yeah, a lot of emphasis showed by Envy. They want to hold down A main control. Instantly breaking that cam. Knife towards the top though, Envy. See Egster. Still wants to be confident enough to take some of these fights.
I like the way that Inspire was playing around his anchoring setups with the Viper on this map too. He had some highlight rounds last we saw. Should be a bit difficult for MIBR to get through.
A lot of jump spots. Yeah, and Envy potentially on that more comfortable territory now that the sides are swapped around, like you said. Anchor setups.
Yeah, it's a bit strange, honestly, but I think I'm inclined to agree. Usually, I think of Envy as being that attack-sided team that's...
And also, I mean, the comp they're playing too, with the ults and the generation of it. But, yeah, willing to take and fight some control towards A main again. This is going to be squaring up. MIBR again, they don't have weaponry, armor, anything like that. Not even too much util to overhead with the flash. Pop in, he's a high ground perch there. Kesnitz! Oh my! Just shreds them to pieces, Stinger in hand.
It's a good one for the stats.
Yeah, it is.
Predict कर लेता है क्या?
The ultimate.
The ultimate.
Which could be a game changer. Especially as we're looking forward to a bonus round. Don't think he'll have it online though. Still 3 away.
10
Verno,
seconds left.
I mean, is he... he surely should just be jumping off the map at this point, but I don't know, he's going for something. Where's he off to? He just wants the plant money?
Trying to get the plant money. Is he even going to be able to get there in time?
Yeah, he does, just. But he looks Inspire dead in the eyes.
Okay.
And feeds over an ult. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, so no major ultimate's going to be online for this bonus for Envy. But we'll see if they can put something together. Again, these anchor setups from Inspire I think are genuinely going to be difficult for MIBR to get through. But I guess the question is...
Let's see.
Is he even going to be tested? Because I think you're expecting Inspire to be set up on B 9 times out of 10.
Let's see.
Envy still similar game plans as before. They've been actively trying to fight over certain areas of the map, even on their defense. Always applying pressure. Moving that cam puts a big question mark in the minds of MIBR, wondering where they could exactly be laying. Big group up. Orbs to be farmed.
Right here.
No real intention, though, of committing to a hit with the spike drop down.
No, they may need to go and reclaim mid at this point too, because you know that they've pushed down and pushed Tex out of that spot, broken the camera. You're worried a little bit about them controlling this B connector, which is much more available to the defenders now. They're second guessing what they're going for.
I mean, maybe because Zekken was spotted by the drone?
Yeah, or maybe just because the drone came out. Just giving a little bit of indication that they were into a default. Now you do actually have a good timing to go and hit A pretty quickly. Tex has kept all of that space for them.
It's all been quiet, slow going, not wanting to give anything away.
What's the timing on this gate crash for Egster? Is he going to be able to get one and get out?
Seconds left.
Not too sure.
Oh, it's just expired.
Just expired as they go for the hit. Perfect timing at it. Tries to dominate again that choke point angle. Fights taken Rossi. Significant damage. Kills found. Is laving it into a 3v3. Deep push by Aspas, a bit unorthodox from a player like him. He's alone going at it, but he does have that dash to see if he can get out. But still eager to lay claim to their lives.
Nice.
And Spire's got to do it now with a stinger. Could potentially acquire that upgrade with the Bulldog, but very difficult situation. Smokes in your face. You know the backside's compromised and time ticking away from you. Everything watched for, so MIBR will find themselves.
Spike planted, Nana.
Aspas showcasing some of that incredible talent that he's got in terms of his aim there. He's a beautiful player to watch when he's taking fights like that. Very clean. Couple of bullets, and Kesnet and Poppin hit the deck. 16 and 5.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, clean as anything, really.
Yeah, it's very controlled. I mean, the timing he caught onto Kesnet as well. Kesnet was not thinking about it right as the smoke dissipated.
Oh, big pings up towards mid here, MIBR. Potentially going into a bit of a B split.
Popping, greeding for the orb instantly off the back of a recon in A-main.
A. Risky business. No one was home, though, to see if they can punish. There's a one-way in your face, which will slow down MIBR for a moment. They've been showcasing, perfectly willing to play a patient game. Almost every single round, essentially, has been slow going.
Kesnet could be in a position to receive this aggression on the B split. I'm not sure what the timing of Aspas, Tex, and Mazzino is going to be, but I would assume they're going to be earlier than the B main players.
Cage comes up as an ult as well to try and play for this one. Dart towards the back, and Kesnet's just going to try and stay alive. Tags potentially there. Shield up, Kesnet just trying to square up. Will find it. Can't get the second, but Inspire! More than ready. Plays it off perfectly in Egster Bucky. Verno shuts it down still. Spam onto the angles. We know what's up. Inspire is on one in a round like this. Spike was dropped down. Poppin actually trying to find his place as well onto the map. This is Zekken surrounded.
30 seconds.
1v3 right from behind. It's clinical stuff. Poppin is able to seal it up. MV trailing by 4 rounds here. They've been able to find, you know, these little footholds here and there throughout this map so far.
Yeah, I think on the defense side, though, they're actually looking like they've got some better opportunities to stand toe-to-toe with MIBR.
Yeah.
तो अभी तक वो अब होगा ना वो.
I think Poppin's read in this round actually could end up being a key thing to look at for the rest of the game. He was able to push out and take this A space instantly within the first, I don't know, 3 seconds of the round. He just threw out a recon, grabbed the orb, and was on the flank real fast.
MIBR grouped up. Shield is popped off before that knife. You get a suppression going. Kesnet trying to square up. He's desperate for them to peek.
He wants value out of his shield.
Yeah, well, that's going to be fading.
He could have potentially just sent the ultimate in there as well, so that you guarantee some value out of the shield. But maybe doesn't want to invest it on this round when he knows that MIBR are going to be on a lighter buy. Aspas also with a hero vandal makes this round feel a lot less like a light buy for MIBR. And he's still got a Bladestorm in his back pocket for the next. I say that. He would have to get a kill, but odds on.
Yeah, odds on. Aspas is probably going to be good for it, right? It's all slow for now. MV were grouped up in mid for a little bit, just from the pressure that Tex was creating. Cleaned him up. 45 seconds left. What is the call to be made? Feels like the objective is a little bit lost here.
Well, good timing now. After the defensive drone comes through, look at them. Starting to rotate these defensive players away because the drone didn't see anything in A main. And now this is the timing for the attackers to take into the A side.
30 seconds left.
The owner's going to be on popping. Just wants to play his life in a position like this here. There's going to be drone tags up into the smoke. We'll have to respect that. He's on 45 HP. Allies arriving onto it. Kesnit has an ult that he could offload here. Suppression, vulnerable up onto multiple targets again. That plant does still need to go down. The time pressure mounting upon MIBR. They need to see if they can really deliver something here.
30 seconds में
just overloads it again. Denying that plant. No one's got onto this one. MV start to flood their way in. They've already won the already got a plant down in the middle of all of that somehow.
मैं ये कह रहा था 30 seconds में अगर दोनों टीम के बंदे जिंदा रहते हैं पूरा गेम वो राउंड ओवर हो जाता है तो दोनों को एक पॉइंट मिलेगा फिर
brings it into that 1v1 snatch it back
अच्छा
should have been an impossibility getting an impossibility
उससे क्या होगा
guessing as to where Zeki could be to pull by Zeki in a bit of time and the turn is a half clearance onto the corner. Thrifty win for MIBR. That is worst case scenario is
जो डिफेंड कर रही है
Mazzino is a miracle worker here.
अच्छा okay.
First player gets denied by the Hunter's Fury. Second player gets grabbed by Kesnit's. Oh, plants kills. What on earth?
Because that shield up too.
No, that's an unbelievable round from Mazzino. That should never be happening. You won't see anything like that for the rest of the season.
That's insanity.
With a stinger, man.
Yeah.
And he only had 5 seconds to be able to get the plant too. He had to stick it.
I didn't think UI was just tripping.
Yeah, well,
I thought
there was a lot of pressure on the plant.
But yeah, I can't believe they managed to somehow win that one. MB also going to be asking themselves the same question.
Ketty, इधर आ. तेरी बहन को चोदो तू इधर आ.
Take time out for it.
चल नीचे.
5-round deficit, but Envy can still buy. I think the biggest problem is that all of those ultimates have disappeared now, like you were saying, Brent. It was super expensive. Had they... So, either way, that was looking a little rough, and Mazzino's just put the cherry on the cake. Unbelievable. And now Mazzino even with the ultimate as well, so he's the danger player once more. Null Command is really nice for being able to open up these avenues into sites.
Yeah.
Especially actually against the Viper, weirdly enough, because you just neutralize the ability for Inspire to play inside his smokes.
The chance to speed up here for MIBR, but the slow gameplay has just been working out.
It has.
They haven't had a reason to change it up.
I think Verno's been really good at calling around Poppin's utility. The Sova meta game, trying to find those timing past the defensive drones has been great.
There's no commands.
वो तो फास्ट में आगे का देख पा रहा है ना कि आगे क्या क्या हो रहा है.
Aspas is getting involved and getting in there still. Good movement, yeah. Rossi making it nice and awkward and Poppin holding down the choke point. 2 players removed. The near side is perfect. And Envy, blink of an eye. Steal away around, up to 7 now for them.
तो फास्ट में आगे का देख पाया कि आगे क्या हुआ अभी.
That flood defense style. Tempo increase and Envy all over it.
मतलब recorded चल रहा है क्या?
This in the replay. Poppin getting onto an aggressive position. Plays in the rest of the squad. Kesnit, Rossi.
Hey, let's go, baby!
Flooding back in and Poppin will be feeling great about that one. It's a weird buy now. MIBR got their loss bonus reset because they were able to win that round. Aspas though, with Bladestorm and a couple of rifles, it still feels almost like a full buy.
Making it feel like it's just text too. Cage and a Cam fumbled up to take a main, but everybody waiting to leap into the fray. You can see him straight in. No one's home. No one anchoring. Shield up and popped. With a spam onto the corner. Dart. Dangerous. Tricky spotted situation, especially with that one. The suppression and the vulnerable is a flood retake attempt already going in. Spike's not even down in a spot like this, but bide your time. Roll it back a little bit. MIBR just absorb that aggression.
It's a lot of patience from MIBR, not going for a plant.
3v3
hyper-disciplined.
And now, look at what that's done to the defenders. They have no idea what's going on right now. They are lost. They're looking to re-clear over towards mid as the re-hit comes through.
Yeah, MIBR have just been doing a fantastic job of controlling the pace. Not getting sucked into the Envy high-tempo playstyle.
But Mazzino's still got to get this spike in the ground, and now Envy know where it's ending.
Yeah, bullets raining down on your heads. Danger lurking every corner.
They go for the tap and the
Through
push.
heaven, there's a flank occurring too. It's a tap and a push, like you said, all the way towards backside.
Spike planted है.
Ensuring that it could be cleared.
Plant हो रहा है. कौन कर रहा है? कौन कर रहा है?
Getting themselves an extension into the round here. Now a fight to be taken forward. So hear all this noise. Kesnet potentially just looking to see if he can lock this one up. Mazino's found Rossi. Onto the flank. That was one possibility. Aspas and Mazino. In a spot like that, take back control of the round. MIBR so good at just slowing it down.
And these players are so good too. Mazino's hyper aware. He clears Rossi on the flank here. And then is still good for winning the extra duel towards Inspire at the end.
Nice, boys.
Mazino's a big reason why this is considered a super team by many.
आसपास लाइव करता
He
है.
is one of our America's MVPs at the end of, I think it was the 2024 season. He was spectacular that year.
मैं कह रहा हूँ आसपास लाइव करता है.
All in a bit of a gamble at that. Crouched up, Mazino's ready. Traders there in sight, and even though it's popped off, Vulnerable is still through. MIBR sidestepping, dancing around our Hunter's Fury, and just like that, popping. Left reeling, wondering how the hell do I win this? Position's already accounted for. Knife out. See you later. Good night. 13-7 for our opening map in this one. MIBR showing up.
A great opening map for a team with high expectations. A
चलो
lot of
बंद
pressure on
करते
their
हैं भाई
shoulders.
जान.
Okay, भाई well played. Okay, भाई लोग. That is all for the stream. अगर आज की स्ट्रीम आप लोगों को पसंद आई हो तो लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब टू डैडी इशू. निशु भाई आपको कुछ बोलना है?
जम के लाइक कर दीजिए महाकाल के नाम पे. एकदम बढ़िया.
ठीक है भाई. ओके गाइस, कल करेंगे. अब कल आते हैं हम
सेंटिनल्स का मैच देखने के लिए.
सेंटिनल्स के मैच के साथ. ओके भाई लोग, बाय बाय.